They've met on the grand final stage 7 times.
There's a siren. It's all over. 1 point. Wanderers have won the grand final.
It's 4 flags to Wanderers and 3 to St Mary's in contests that have gone down to the wire.
To St Mary's have it, and again he's gone for goal. He's got another one.
Tonight they'll tear up Marrara once again to compete for the ultimate prize.
Vassell onto the left boot. Vassell for goal.
3 shots.
And I reckon he's got it.
And he's another one.
Spillage to Willie Rioli. He can run a mile, Willie. Gets up 50, goes low with the kick. That is a magnificent kick.
Saints have plenty to play for. Coach Rick Nolan is undefeated in his first season. Captain Peter McFarlane is on a high after winning the Nichols medal. And on-baller Shannon Rioli will run out for his 100th game.
Spillage down to Shannon Rioli. He can see goals. He can see the big sticks. He's gone searching for them. And he's got it.
They're up against a hungry, determined and proud Wanderers outfit who have the speed and skill in the midfield and red-hot targets up forward.
Modlop takes a great mark. Thorne with the big climb, and he takes the mark, and he's on his bike, and he's gone. Thorne runs into an open goal and kicks it.
They've played all season for this moment. It's the 2013 NTFL Grand Final and St Mary's take on Wanderers.
Hello and welcome to Territory Sport. Yes, and a big welcome to Marrara Oval. Grand final day, and what a terrific match in front of us. After 18 rounds of competition and 4 torrid rounds of finals action, it gets down to this. The 2 best teams in the competition square off today, and the prize is the ultimate one. It's the NTFL Grand Final, and St Mary's have done it 29 times in the past, and the Eagles want to put an end to all of that today. It's a great game. Hope you can stay with us. Tavis Perry joins me, and Tavis Perry, we do it all year to get to this one, don't we? The grand final.
We do, and we've been excited all day waiting for this. Clearly the 2 best sides all year. Both come in full strength, no injuries whatsoever. Should be an absolute cracking game. And
certainly Saints will be on a high with the Nichols medal win to Peter McFarlane, their inspirational captain. And Wanderers on the other side of the ledger bring in one of the champions from the AFL who hasn't played for some weeks, but Daniel Motlop makes his way back into the side. They'll pop him up in the forward line somewhere and they'll expect plenty from him. Will he be rusty?
He will be rusty, but look, in the 9 weeks he's had off, he's lost 7 kilos. He's as fit as he's been since he retired from the AFL, and given the high skill level he's got, I don't think he'll miss a beat.
It'll be a great game. Can you don't want to make a tip this early out, do you?
Oh, look, St Mary's going favourite. There's no doubt about that. Wanderers are more than capable of beating them if they have a really good day. But if St Mary's win the midfield battle, they'll have a comfortable victory. Their forward line is way too potent.
Well, great game in front of us, and the atmosphere is down there amongst the crowd, and amongst them we welcome Dave Kennedy. Dave.
Charlie, you're exactly right. The atmosphere is down here at ground level where it is all happening. A huge crowd has gathered for the Northern Territory's ultimate footy fixture, the Premier League Grand Final, where St Mary's will take on Wanderers. St Mary's are eyeing off a season of perfection. Wanderers are no doubt there to end their party. The Wanderers entered the field a short time ago and they looked fit and ready to go. I spoke to their coach, Paul Motlop, who reiterated that point, that the side goes in fit and healthy after a hard-fought preliminary final win last week.
Yeah, look, we had a good book of players that had no injuries. One little concerning one, but we'll see how he goes tomorrow night.
Can't give us a name on that one?
No, not just yet, mate.
What about some of the other inclusions looking ahead to the game? Daniel Motlop is the big one that comes to mind.
Yeah, Daniel will come in for sure. Like I said, he's been a big part of us before he got his suspension, and with him and Thorny out of the goal square, mate, that'll give us another avenue to attack. Talking of goal scoring, you're obviously looking for more goals than last week? Yeah, for sure. Look, like I said, our first quarters and last couple of weeks haven't been too good, what we wanted to start well, and you know, in the third quarter last week we wasted a lot of footy, and so we need to find more avenue and more better delivery into the forward line, and hopefully Daniel can be down there and give us a tall option. Where do you think the game's going to be won on the weekend? Oh, in the midfield for sure, mate. That's where it all happens, and whoever's working hardest for the 4 quarters and using the ball the best will certainly ensure that. Well, good luck on the weekend, Paul. Can't wait to see the game. No worries, thanks, Dave.
Well, Paul Motlop there, but there's the Eagles. Tavis Perry to run his eye over it.
Love the midfield, you know. They've got Jakura, Vassell, Sainsbury. to go through their really quality midfield, and obviously they've got Daniel Motlop to come back in, and the X factor for me, Liam Patrick, the large Manu lightning bolt. He's had a terrific final series, and if anyone can turn this game, I think it's him.
He's a class player, but they've got a lot of class players in there, Wanderers, no doubt about it.
They do. Aaron Motlop won the Cheney medal 3 years ago, kicked 4 goals in the first quarter against St Marys. Obviously Marlon Motlop, Thomas Motlop, their star-studded lineup.
Indeed. Let's go back down to Dave Kennedy. Dave.
Thanks, Charlie. Here come the Saints, and they're being led by Shannon Rioli, who plays his 100th game. It is slightly overshadowed by the fact that it's a grand final, and there is no doubt that it will use this as a something to spur the team on today. Their coach, Rick Nolan, goes into his first grand final as a coach, and I asked him how personally his nerves are going into the big game.
Look, I think everyone involved in the game, it's such a big game. Everyone's a touch nervous. So, look, as a player, I enjoyed being a little bit nervous. It meant you're on your game, and the same as the coach. So everyone involved in the game's got a touch of nerves because it's just such a big occasion.
On the topic of nerves, there's sure to be a few nervous players this weekend. How difficult was selection this week?
Yeah, I think all good sides come this time of the year. There's going to be some hard luck stories, and it's the same with us, the same with Wanderers. So that means you're in a good, healthy place football club wise. So there's some unlucky players because we've trained for 9 months, and our blokes have trained really, really hard. So there's some hard luck stories, but we've got to move on, try and win today.
And then moving into the game, where do you guys see yourself winning the game? In the midfield, forward line or back line?
Look, our back line have been keeping sides to under 8 and 10 goals a game. So the back line's good. We've got to win contested footy. It's very important against Wanderers to win inside football. And our forward line is potent. Probably wasn't as potent the last game until the last quarter, but it's a very, very potent forward line.
They stuck with you guys for 3 quarters. Were you happy with the way you guys responded in your last encounter?
We've been challenged probably 5 or 6 times this year, and we've fought back very, very well, which shows you've got a lot of character. So, yeah, we were challenged for 3 quarters, and we didn't play real good footy for 3 quarters. But in the last quarter, we played the football that we've played all year.
Good luck on the weekend, mate, and hopefully your first grand final, you come out with a win.
That's the plan.
Oh, he's the Iceman, Rick Nolan, no doubt about it. He knows exactly what he wants. There's the Saints, Tavis.
Star-studded forward line is the thing that comes to mind. Buff Ewing, Peter McFarlane, Cameron Eilert, Carl Load, Willie Rioli, and little Cooper in the forward pocket as well. If they get enough supply, they will definitely kick a winning score. So expecting a big shootout tonight.
One of the weather conditions, they're pretty good. We saw some heavy clouds before, but it looks okay now. We may see a shower or two later on. If we get some rain at all, will it make any difference here?
No, I don't think so. I've seen both sides play very good football this year in the wet. I think probably Wanderers would prefer it to stay dry just because they've got so much outside run, but they've played some really good footy in slippery conditions this year, and that old saying, if you're a metre faster in the dry, you're a metre faster in the slow.
Dave might be able to give us the latest on the weather. Dave.
Charlie, it's very sticky down here on ground level. It's 30.6 degrees, the humidity at 74%, and there's a wind of 28 kilometres per hour, gusting west-northwesterly. The flags in the distance suggest a swirly breeze that will blow across the ground, so the breeze not favouring anyone at this stage of the day.
OK, and we see the Wanderers huddle over there. Gee, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing the coach can do anymore. And have a look at these legends of territory footy. On the right there from the Wanderers Footy Club, the great man from Katherine, Doug Kelly, and Brian Stanislaus, who's been an incredible player for St Marys over many, many years. These two went against each other over the years. Although they're at opposite ends of the ground, they were legends in their own right in that era.
Absolutely. I think Doug Kelly has played over 400 senior games across a couple of different leagues, and Brian played in 10 NTFL grand finals for 7 premierships, and he kicked almost 800 goals in 250 odd games. So
Doug Kelly lived in Katherine, and he travelled up and down to Darwin to play footy for so many years, and it was estimated that he would have travelled enough times coming to Darwin to go around the world at least 1.5 times. Would you believe it?
Wouldn't surprise me. He'd like his own company then.
Yes.
He wouldn't have many people to talk to.
And Brian Stanislaus, what an incredible player. He is 8 times a premiership player with St Marys, 256 games, 772 goals. An incredible forward he was. The most dangerous forward, and he had Dennis Dunn out down there working with him.
Well, two of the most highly credentialed players up here, and such a powerful guy, wasn't he, Brian? He used to dominate up forward for St Marys, and that's why he won so many premierships.
Big Doug, look at him. He doesn't look like he's aged that much. I remember him playing on Gardens Oval many times. He won a couple of... He gave the Premiership Cup a bit of a kiss there, did you see it?
He's a character, isn't he?
A couple of grand finals. He played in 4, I think, and he won 2 of them. And the players there stand out the middle with their arms linked. What a wonderful gesture from the NTFL. And that's in recognition of the No More campaign, the anti-violence campaign. And they've got a big white ribbon dinner in Darwin next Saturday night. The white ribbon people celebrating these sorts of things, the No More campaign. Well done St Marys, well done Wanderers. Stunning rendition there of Advance Australia Fair, and sung today by Katie Strader. She did it beautifully, didn't she?
Yeah, she did a great job, Katie.
They're looking on, crowds sitting in the crowd. Last time they met, let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at it. It was the second semi-final. What a game it was at 3/4 time. It was up for grabs, wasn't it? Some great play here.
Oh, it was a sensational game, as we see Shannon Rioli kick one there to Darren Ewing, but Wanderers just sort of let him off the hook early. They missed a couple of gettable shots, and at 3/4 time we thought that they looked like they had all the momentum, but the St Marys machine kicked into gear and ran away in the last quarter.
Here's the kick from a long way out. You can see that, yeah. And they will go. And that's he's had a good game. He had a good game, the number 20, didn't he?
Yeah, Kane Listen. He's a very good player. He's been training with the Geelong VFL side, and he's going to be a key player to watch today. As you see a fantastic mark there.
Well, he was a bit of the X factor, I reckon.
He was actually significant in their final series last year.
Well, earlier on, we got the chance to speak to some people in the crowd. Asked them who they were going for. What did the crowd tell us?
It's a bit of a no-brainer. Who's going to win today?
Saints.
By how much?
50 points.
Well, I believe so, St Marys, because I used to play for St Marys.
St Marys.
By how much?
20 points.
Wanderers, I reckon, by about 3 goals.
Wanderers have got the speed. We're hoping Wanderers. Wanderers have got the players too.
What about you, sir? Who's going to win tonight?
I think it'll be a great game, but the Saints will just get over the line.
St Marys.
By how much?
1 goal.
St Marys by 1 point.
St Marys by 28 points.
Who's going to win tonight?
Saints.
How much?
3 goals.
Who's going to win tonight?
Mucks.
How much?
1 point.
Oh, well, the hope for the 1 point, it happened in 81-82 at Gardens Oval, didn't it? Maybe the 1 pointer for Wanderers. Here, the coin toss in the middle. Peter McFarlane, the reigning Nichols medalist, and Shane Thorne. Thorny's won the toss for Wanderers. The Mucks. It's a great name for a great club.
It is, and we can't wait.
We saw Bishop Eugene Hurley amongst those Vox Pops there. There's Michael Long looking on, having a drink. Great St Marys player himself and great AFL legend. There's Daniel Motlop. Yes, Bishop Eugene Hurley is the number 1 ticket holder for St Marys. So.
There we go. Iggy Valagio's gone to Daniel Motlop. What a matchup that'll be.
Wow. 2
great warriors of NT footy.
You'd come just to watch that, wouldn't you?
Geez, there's a bit of talent there. Look at the size and strength of them.
So the umpire has it in the middle.
We're ready. The siren sounds and the ball will be put into the turf here and the grand final will be underway. He's going to throw it up instead, and he does, and Big Blake gets there and he jumps and he got the tap straight down the middle. He tried to put it down the throat of Eilert. Carl Load was with him. Good cut-off in defence there, the Eagles. Zelio Casemiro, who was terrific last week. Nathan Jakura along the boundary line, caught by Shannon Rioli. 100 games today, Shannon. Been a terrific player. That wonderful name, Rioli. And over the boundary line. In the first 30 seconds of the match, they found the boundary line. So the ruck contest here, it's going to be good. Big Blake there, number 26. And the smaller man, Liam Patrick's prepared to take him on, but Saints have won the kick forward. Down they go into their forward line. Good reach back. Eagles have it deep in the back line. What's on offer across half-back? Nothing. Spearing kick. A little bit of holding. Umpire says it's okay. That's Kane Learson out there. He had that damaging couple of minutes and running back there, Aaron Motlop. He's actually won the Cheney medal, hasn't he, for best on ground in the grand final, so he has some form. Here's Mitch Taylor, comes off the full-back line, chips it up to half-back. Good kick from him. Liam Patrick at the half-back line. Eagles with a handball over the top. Look at the class here. It is just terrific. Wanderers on the run. Baden McLean under trouble. In trouble. Goes back. Liam Patrick goes out wide, chips it out. Finds Daniel Wheater on the wing. Wheater's kick was good. Aaron Motlop has it. Eagles playing possession footy. Here's Josh Cabillo, comes off the wing, pumps it along. Where's Motlop? Where's Daniel Motlop? He's at the back. He was caught under the crush. It was knocked away over the boundary line for a boundary line throw in deep down in the forward line for the Eagles. They moved it down pretty well, the Eagles.
They did, and you get a great example of the Eagles spread as we see the coaches boxes there. Ricky Nolan looking like nice and casual.
I'd like to have the heart monitor on both of them, I reckon. Be thump, 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 wouldn't it?
No doubt.
Here's long. Aaron Motlop got across to it. Some work there by Shaq McKenzie. Good kick forward off the boot of Liam Patrick. Tied it up though. Saints good in defence. That man again, Learson.
Oh, well done.
At centre half-back. You just see the pressure lifting here all of a sudden. And the pace. Hold up. It's not going to go anywhere.
And Wanderers have started with Liam Patrick in the ruck. It's a ploy they've used the whole final series, and already he's picked up 3 or 4 possessions around the ground, running off big Mark Blake, the former Geelong Premiership ruckman.
It's some good play now. Tunderwatch, she's gone for the boundary line. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full. He tried to go millimetre perfect, didn't he, to Kirby Burke, and didn't get to him.
Some great pressure on the ball carrier there from Thomas Motlop.
So, Aaron Motlop, who's had so much of it already, hasn't he? It's a thumping kick. Plenty of defenders down there. What about that man that got the big climb then? Ralph Clark, didn't we see him in action a couple of weeks ago? Like you've never seen before.
Yeah, he was instrumental in their second semi-final victory. No doubt about that. He started down back and then moved into the midfield and had a great influence on the game.
A little bit of holding on. Umpire Mark Noonan pulls it up. And so the free kick's going to Mark McLean. He's across half-back. He'll go short. A little bit of feeling each other out at the moment. That's a deep kick down towards the half-forward line. The dangerous Willie Rioli. Willie Rioli sometimes gets only 5 kicks in a match and he kicks 5 goals. Spearing kick from him was a beauty. Out in front of Darren Ewing.
He's a touch of class, Willie Rioli, isn't he? Nearly every time he gets a possession, St Mary's get a shot on goal.
Daniel Wheater, there's nothing you can do when that steam train goes. Called Darren Ewing.
He's a fantastic footballer, Darren Ewing, been a great full forward up here for NT Thunder, Palmerston and also St Mary's.
It's going to be the first score of the match, no doubt about that. He kicks a goal and he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss.
He doesn't miss many. And he's pumped up the big fella. He loved that one here. His eyes would light up when he sees the ball in Willie Rioli's hands with a bit of space. As we see Kane Learson push the ball forward. Braden McLean did all right here. He actually corralled Willie Rioli, so he didn't give him too much space, but Willie just touch of class and just put it out in front of Darren Ewing nicely.
It's a good kick by Ewing. So back to the centre again. Liam Patrick got the big climb up, tapped straight down Blake, was beautifully done. Gave it to Justin Wilson, thumped it up forward. out in front of McFarlane. Ball towards the boundary line. Wanderers now under some pressure. Have to use the handball. It was a little bit sloppy. Made it hard for Brad Vassell. He's lost it. Cooper got it. Cooper to McFarlane. McFarlane on the right boot. Chips it in. Gives it to Wilson. Wilson puts the ears back. Goes for goal. Ewing on the line.
No.
He got his hands on it, and I reckon he touched it and lost it over the line, so it's a minor score. A little kick straight out. Wilson went in hard and then ran him down. He's gone.
Good tackle.
You can't play on. Gee, that was a big mistake. David
50
Cruz.
metres. And 50.
Now, what was David Cruz thinking there?
Oh, look, they want to they want to move the ball on as quickly as they can. He just made a poor decision and paid the ultimate penalty.
The perfect start for Saints. Justin Wilson, who's been out after being concussed in that second semi-finals, had a couple of weeks off, and he's had plenty of it in the middle already. And he kicks a goal off a 50-metre penalty.
Interestingly, they just let him run free. He's been one of the better on ballers in the competition for quite a number of years, and they're not manning him up, or they haven't manned him up at any stage so far this game.
Boys, Wanderers have been so disciplined throughout the year, which has been pleasantly surprising to so many people. The last thing they want to do is give away 50-metre penalties throughout this game.
Yep, and I suppose if you do, Dave, you want to give them in the first quarter and then get it out of your system and get reminded that you can't do it. The kick comes out wide into the hands of Shaq McKenzie. He goes in search of Jack Long, who's ran off the half-back line. Goes out towards Carl Lowe. Took his eye off the footy and dropped it. Had to go back to Long. He's under pressure. He's caught. He's nailed. He's gone. Oh, what a wonderful tackle. They closed. Thomas Motlop had him in a flash. Eagles want to get away with it, Daniel Motlop. Or what's left of Daniel Motlop. He's stripped a few kilos off, hasn't he?
Certainly has. Lost 7 kilos, apparently, in the 9 weeks he's been out.
Here's the kick from Thomas Motlop. It's deep. Big McCallum is in front position. Ball knocked to ground. Daniel Motlop on the search for it. Falls to ground with it. Plenty of Saints players. They lose it to the boundary line.
Iggy Balasia is not happy with Daniel Motlop here.
Bit of throw it around. Wilson doesn't mind mixing it up. Well, they're all having something to say to Marlon Motlop.
Yeah, and still on behind play.
So Saints on away quickly here. And Wanderers to be best advised to get down and run back in defence here. Forget the scuffle. Kirby Burke out into the hands of Learson. Learson inside 50. Left on the ground there by Ewing. Cooper to the footy. Hotly pursued out there by Liam Patrick. Cooper did well. Handball was good. Got it back to Ewing. Ewing loads up. McFarlane's in the goal square. Got to McFarlane. Off hands. Goal! Willie Rioli.
Sensational play. Well, it's still going on behind play. Would you believe that? As Willie Rioli, touch of class, a perfect start from St Mary's. Exactly what Wanderers didn't want was to get sucked in to anything stupid.
Boys, can you believe this? Daniel Motlop was sent off in the last match that he played 9 matches ago, and he's already involved in some undisciplined acts that's resulted in a St Mary's goal.
He has been knocked out behind play.
He's on the ground.
Iggy Balasia, I'm not sure what happened. I took my eyes off it.
He did get a bit of a jab to the guts there, boys. He did get a jab, and it looks like Valeggio is being reported as well, and he's still going on with it, Daniel Motlop.
Gee.
He's not in a good way at all.
Drama here. He's running now. He's up and going. Here's a chance for the Eagles. Thorne they want. Wanderers need a goal in a hurry. Thorne with Anstis on his tail. Anstis terrific with the smother. It's the little 1%ers that count.
And off the ball again. Iggy Balasia down Daniel Motlop.
Gee, that's a real clash going on there.
Absolutely. It's been a fiery start, but St Mary's have been the more disciplined and taken advantage of this. They've settled much quicker.
Well, they've got the goals. And Eagles don't want to play the square-up business here. Cruz underneath it, waited, and McFarlane got there and punched it to the boundary line. Dave?
Boys, Jess Sullivan joins me on the boundary. Jess, it's been a fiery start to this match.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of it so far, Dave, but I'm really looking forward to getting into it and watching a great game.
Good on you, Jess.
Still on it behind play.
So they can go forward here. Josh Cabillo, good kick in the middle. Was Thorne. Oh, this ferocious Stmarys defence. Out they come off the boot of Raf Clark. Goes wide with the footy. Bounces it out in front of Kane Learson. Learson knocks it on a little bit further. Running hard back there, Lucas White. Chips it on further towards the boundary line. They're calling for the free kick out there, Jared Erlinson, for a deliberate. He might have had half a case, but dismissed, and would be dismissed on appeal as well.
There's a bit of feeling out there, isn't it? It's been a hot start to a grand final.
Here's the throw in up on the half-forward line for Stmarys. All the scoring with them. They've kicked 3. Wanderers haven't really got their running game going. That the little kick that didn't get over the top. They're handing it over to St Mary's. Here's Ben Rioli. Ben Rioli's kick is a beauty in search of Van Unen. Van Unen, who won the leading goal kicker this year with 66 goals, I think, in the NTFL, gets forced over the boundary line in front of those Wanderers supporters over there who are giving him plenty.
They are giving him plenty, and he's going to have his work cut out against Mitch Taylor, who's been one of the premier defenders in the competition this year.
So the Eagles now with the run. Out wide, no one out there. This is a kick to yourself. You rarely see this in footy.
I think he thought the trainer was a Wanderers teammate then.
Getting there first was Shaq McKenzie. Brought it back infield. Left behind. Oh, cruel bounce. Beat Josh Cabillo. Blake went with the kick down towards the half-forward line for St Mary's. Gets to Cooper.
Cooper
high. Grabbed high. The umpire says it's all right. But, gee, it didn't look that good. Willie Rioli with the handball. Ben Rioli from 50. Loads it up and kicks. Deep McFarlane on the lead here. Dives at the footy. The skipper just couldn't get it. Second effort, magnificent. Handballed it up in the air. Van Unen goes in to help. Wanderers under some fearful pressure here in defence. The little kick's a shocker. Straight to Learson. He will punish from there. He doesn't. He misses it. He kicks out to the right for a minor score. He couldn't believe what happened, I don't think, Learson.
Wanderers are absolutely rattled here. Their spread is non-existent. They cannot get their hands on the footy, and they cannot get their running game going. This little break and play could be just what they need to regroup, refocus, and switch back on.
And let me say a quick hello to Joe Clark and Kenny Moulter. We know they're listening or watching in Alice Springs, and I want to say hello to Big Michael at Gappa Weak. He's got the guys together to have a look at this. Good on you, Big Michael.
He's a good man, Big Michael.
So,
hang on, what's happened here?
What's happened?
Guys, Alex Erlinson has just come off under the blood rule. There's a he didn't go through the interchange gate, so that's what held things up.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, David.
So here's the kick, straight up the corridor. Big McCallum at the back. The clean-up, beautifully done. Carl Load got it from Islet. Kicks it inside 50. Kirby Burke and Ben Rioli go looking for the footy. Too many Saints there. Carl Load onto it. Chips with the left. Boot at the back. Van Unen. Where are the Eagles?
Wow, what a dangerous ploy to kick out straight down the middle of the ground to a contest. 3 goals behind, 12 minutes into the first quarter. You think they'd just go wide or short to a loose player. That's a risky ploy, and it hasn't come off.
Well, Ewing, Willie Rioli and Daniel and Justin Wilson all have goals, and Van Unen is going to add to it as well. No problems for him, straight through the middle. What an incredible start from Saints.
Van Unen just read it so well, didn't he? He's been a great player for St Mary's this entire year, as Carl Lowe just got it in nice and quick on the rebound. Good attack here from Benny Rioli, just kept the ball alive. And it was Carl Lowe again.
Gee, that's a good kick, isn't it?
The best full forward in the competition, unmarked, in the goal square.
Gee, Wanderers need to tighten up that defence there.
They just rattled across the ground. They just got to get their hands on the footy, try and get some momentum back and some confidence back.
So inside 50, St Mary's 12, Wanderers 5. Wow. So all with St Mary's, and here they go forward again off the boot of Cameron Island. 12-5, you can see it there on the screen.
In all honesty, Rick Nolan probably wouldn't be happy that they've only got 4 goals from 12 inside 50s.
Well, 14.
Normally he'd want at least 5 or 6.
Yep, 14 minutes of footy. And they've kicked 4 goals, St Mary's. We're talking about 16 goals might win this. Well, they've got their quota for the first quarter, the Saints.
They have, but the thing is, Wanderers know they've got to kick 15 or 16 themselves to be a chance in this game. So they've got to get a wriggle on.
Well, if you don't kick any in the first quarter, it means you've got to kick 16 in 3 quarters, which is a tall order. Here's the kick to the centre. Rav Clark there, knocked away beautifully. Here's the run, the danger man. Like his game, Sammy Arthur. Punched it down to the forward line. Pushed over with Shane Thorne by Anstes. And Daniel Motlop sees it over the boundary line, and Anstess was after him as well. He's insatiable. He can't get enough.
They're both very good defenders, and Sam Arthur just need to put it out in front a little bit more of Shane Thorne there so he could run on with his clear pace advantage.
Vassell with the left boot, bangs it goal. Brad Vassell from nothing, out of nowhere, kicks a marvellous goal for the Eagles. That'll lift them.
He kicked one from a similar spot last week. Brad Vassell's one of the premier on-ballers. NT Thunder, runner-up in their best and fairest last year. Played a lot of footy in the Sandful and just gets on the end of a beautiful handball from Sam Arthur. And that's a great finish on his preferred side.
It's a good goal. He's just running himself into a bit of form, isn't he, Brad Vassell?
He is, yeah. He's a super fit. He trains harder than probably any player I've ever seen.
A marvellous start for the Saints here. 4-2 to a goal. And Wanderers want one more from the middle, and Vassell doing the hard work down there. Josh Cabillo has it, comes out of the centre, pumps long, down inside 50, ball to Thorne. Thorne in some space, Thorne's in trouble, has to get the handball away. He had nowhere to go, they shut it down in front of him. Now they're under some pressure, little kick into the hands there of Sammy Arthur. Arthur's kick to the goal line there, tried to get it to Daniel Motlop. What they want is Daniel Motlop to kick a couple of goals so he has a real belief in himself. Here's Jack Long, handball over the top to Anstess. Anstess along the boundary line. Oh, they're cool, the Saints defenders. They did it pretty well back there. Here comes Jared Eilert, wheels around onto the right boot. Look at the kick for Lucas White, hits him on the chest. And the corridor runs it out wide. Long kick over the top. Waiting is McFarlane. Ball came out of his hands. Good work out there, Thomas Motlop. Tapped it along in front of him, couldn't get away from McFarlane over the boundary line for a throw-in.
What a great contest. What a great start from the Saints. Eagles are on the board. Let's see if they can get some momentum going now and try and hit the scoreboard a couple more times before the quarter ends.
Well, you'll hear a collective sigh from this big crowd here if Wanderers can get a couple.
This is what happens, though, with Wanderers. They're very much a side that plays how the scoreboard is ticking over. So normally in that situation, Zilio Casemiro would have gone inboard and they would have tried to run on the transition, but he played it safe, went down the line, which is playing into St Mary's hands.
A few clouds coming in, but looks we might be okay, I reckon. Here's the throw in out on that half forward line for the Eagles. Cameron Island overran the footy. Erlinson involved. Down there also was Sam Arthur. Keep an eye on him today. Number 24 for the Eagles. That's him there. Walking towards the camera. He's had some terrific little cameo roles, hasn't he? What a big game from him today.
Yeah, he's been good all year. Sammy Arthur always good for a couple of goals. Gets himself in good spots. He's just sort of in a purple patch at the moment. Probably playing career best footy. He's actually a Wanderers junior.
Another blood rule here, guys.
Key link in the cog.
Sorry, Tabbit, another blood rule down here. It's Mark McLean, just a little gash to the knee, so he should be back on very soon.
That's Carl Load come back on. Nothing lost in that transition. It's out on the wing. Wanderers win it. High up and under kick inside 50. Shane Thorne, handball out wide. He did it cleverly. He tried to get it to Liam Patrick.
Liam Patrick,
and he kicks an unbelievable goal.
There he is, just what they needed.
That is an unbelievable effort.
See, he's a good player, and he's been in great form as there's a bit more of a tussle down there. Valagio and Daniel Motlop, Jack Long throwing his weight around as Marlon Motlop, beautiful long kick forward. Daniel Motlop did well here to hold his ground. Handballs it out to Liam Patrick. And that's a great finish on his left foot, isn't it?
It's a snapper, isn't it? Just a beauty. So
kicked 4 last week, and he'll need to do the same again tonight if the Wanderers are going to be a realistic chance of winning this game.
Well, they do believe they have tremendous self-belief, the Eagles, and they won't let Saints bully them. And for a while there, Saints were doing just that, weren't they?
They were. The last 5 minutes, Wanderers have settled down and back playing a bit more reminiscent of what they have been to get them to this spot.
Here's this man's been, this is Cabillo, he's been terrific, getting the ball out of the middle. Wanderers in trouble now. That's Kirby Burke with a wonderful tackle. It's out on the wing. Little socket kick. Kirby Burke looking for it again. Blake in the way. Lost it, picked up by the Eagles. Nook Mansell goes down. Wants Daniel Motlop. Bounce beat him. He got a hold of Vallejo.
and held him up, but cleaning up behind him, Raff Clark, who went kicking out wide and tried to link it up out there with John Anstice, lost it to the boundary line for a throw-in. So,
well done, Wanderers will take it out there.
20 minutes gone, 14 points the margin. Super game of footy, wherever you're watching it around Australia. Hope you're enjoying it. Footy from the top end. Cabillo charges through. Joshy Cabillo was starting to have a real influence on this game. Wonderful tackle, long on Thorne, had nowhere to go. They're watching Thorne like a hawk. The Eagle is a hawk today. Here's Josh Cabillo again. Kicks it in deep. Kicks it in deep. Gets it over the top. Rolling ball, minus score.
Marlon Motlop that is actually. They kicked that one. We started well. The Eagles have started winning their fair share of possessions. And it's the Saints slightly on the back foot.
Tunderwatch big kick. And it's going to land in the hands. I'm not sure where Tunderwatch was going then.
And Patrick's on his own here.
Shane Thorne has it. This is beyond him. He wants Liam Patrick. Got away from him. Saints will clean up here and go out wide and give it to Kane Learson. Now he's got some space in front of him in plenty. He's got runners going down the middle. He spears for Ewing. Yes, he does. Ewing goes for the footy. Couldn't get to it. Out to the boundary line. Shannon Rioli with a little knock on. Got it towards Ewing out of field of play. Boundary umpire to bring it in.
A couple of good contests as Chris Dunn comes up for a spell. He actually started on the interchange bench, and as soon as he came on, Kirby Burke went straight with him.
Alex Erlandson running over. He'll go there. Big McCullum to do the rock work. Saints do it in front though. Cleverly tapped down. Bouncing ball towards Long. Jack Long out on the wing. Long handball to the middle. It was pretty good to Blake. Steps one way and then the other. Links it up back to Jack Long. Off the left boot he goes. Spearing kick. Magnificent kick. That's a great kick into the hands of Jared Eilert. And this super footballer, he's a beauty, isn't he, Jared Eilert? Captain of Territory Thunder. Would have been wasn't he? Was a premiership captain, I reckon.
Yeah, premiership captain of Thunder. He's actually won a Cheney medal. I think this is his fourth premiership he's going for with St Mary's. He's two-time Nichols medal winner. He's done it all, Jared Eilert.
13 points to margin, close to quarter time here. They opened at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Saints Wanderers have forced their way back into it. Nook Manson with a great tackle on there. Eagles trying to clean this up. Can they get it out? It's a real wrestle at the moment. Umpire will come in and ball it up. As he picked a free kick. It's going to be an Eagles free kick out of all of that, I reckon.
Tavis, you spoke about this last week. This is the value of Brad Vassell. He plays in and under, and we saw a fantastic goal at the other end. There he is, winning the hard ball.
Well, this is him now, deep in defence. He's got a call from Nathan DeCura, who's just come on. How often do you see that? The interchange player comes on and they pass it straight off to him.
Happens a lot these days.
This time it's going to him the second kick.
But just on that, that's a really good point that David mentioned, because we've spoken about Chikura, Sansbury, Vassell, Cabillo. They can all go in and win their footy, but they can also hurt you on the outside.
Ball towards the boundary line. And Daniel Motlop has fallen over there. He's not having the best quarter here. He's finding that going pretty tough.
He is. A lot more heat in the kitchen than I think he was anticipating, and Iggy Valagio has really tried to work him over physically early.
And Iggy's in his ear as well. Here's Ben Rioli.
Yep.
Got it. Oh, the crowd don't like that. Ben Rioli picks up a free kick out on the wing.
ABC Umpire of the Year, Mark Noonan. He wouldn't miss much.
No. ABC Umpire of the Year misses nothing.
Correct.
Short kick to the edge of the square. Jack Long and Benny Rioli on the run past. He puts about 20 metres on his nearest opponent, and he might go backwards to Iggy Vallejo. That's because Daniel Motlop had to go up and watch Tunderwatch, who was alone by himself on the wing. The first quarter was a beauty, but it belonged to the Satyrs in about
Just watch this.
8 to 10 minutes of footy. It was unbelievable.
There's a little bit happening off the ball after the siren.
So Thorne's having a few words to Iggy Vallejo. I don't think you'll upset Iggy too much.
He's not a happy man tonight, Iggy. He's throwing his weight around.
What do you think of it,
really,
Tavis?
It's just a superstar from St Mary's. They knew if they come out hard from the start and kick the ball long down to Ewing, they were a chance to get a couple of goals. A little bit undisciplined from Eagles to give away a 50-metre penalty, which resulted in an easy goal. And the second half of that quarter, it was more like the second semi-final where it was a bit more of an arm wrestle. And Wanderers look good in patches. They still haven't got their game going yet, but St Marys, too good early.
Good quarter of footy. Let's have a look at it. There it is at quarter time. Saints hold sway, don't they? It was a big quarter from them. 4-2 to the Eagles, 2 goals, 1. Well, plenty of joy for St Marys at the Nichols medal night the other night. That man there, Peter McFarlane, who's just been the most outstanding player for many, many years, and this year he's been adjudged as the best player in the competition, and he took marks all over the field. He can go back and he can kick goals as well.
Well, Pete, congratulations, mate. You're a Nichols medalist. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's still quite surreal. I guess it hasn't sunk in yet. Obviously on the night was pretty crazy. But since then it's been more on focusing about this Saturday, the big game against Wanderers.
How difficult has it been to focus on this weekend, considering the events of the weekend?
Like I said, Sunday was pretty crazy, and then Monday, a lot of family and friends got in touch and congratulations and that sort of thing. So it was hard to focus until last night at training, Tuesday night training session, and then once I was there, it was sort of mind back on the job.
There are a few Nichols medalists in your side, obviously. Have you taken any advice from them?
Not so much advice. Got a bit of, I copped a bit of flack last night at training, but all good fun. Jared and Iggy, I guess just watching them when they won their medals, that was just sort of business as usual from them. So I guess that's one thing that I learn off them.
Well, there it is. Look, he ran away with it in the end. Peter McFarlane with 19 votes winning the Nichols medal. Justin Wilson in second position. He was ineligible for it. So Seb Gilhouse, who was the ABC Player of the Year. In fact, he just beat Peter McFarlane for the ABC Player of the Year, but he finished in second position. Philip Wills got votes there to get 11. Justin Emery, well done, the Palmerston player there. And Nathan Brown was terrific for Nightcliff to pick up some votes there. But Peter McFarlane, he was just terrific, and he deserved to win the Nichols medal this year because he was, quite simply, the best and fairest and the fairest and best. Saints out there in their huddle, and there's their coach talking to them, Rick Nolan. Oh, gee. Let's, we can catch up with Jess Sullivan, see if she's got a huddle report for us. Jess, what have we got?
Well, I was just listening to the St Marys huddle there, and they just kept saying, look, we need to sacrifice ourselves, sacrifice personal glory just for the team, keep working really hard as a team. The other thing that they were saying was take your chances. So they're playing really methodical footy at the moment. They just said you need to take your chances a bit more, keep meeting up on Wanderers. Obviously, they were reiterating that they were forcing Wanderers to kick long, and that was really good for them. But they need to start taking their chances as well, and put them away was something that was said several times in that huddle.
Wow. They are pumped up. So there's an old saying in footy, the biggest risk is no risk at all, but they were taking risks. The Saints were taking risks there and encouraged to do more of it.
Well, exactly right. Saints got to win the midfield battle. If they win the midfield battle, you're going to win this game. Wanderers, on the other hand, have to throw caution to the wind. They have to come back inboard and try and switch the play and kick it to space. Like Rick Nolan said in the huddle, if Wanderers kick it long down the line, that's a win for St Marys. They'll take that any day of the week against Wanderers. If Wanderers start getting on their bikes, kicking to the outside and using their very good foot skills, they're a very big chance.
Well, it takes Wanderers' edge away, and their edge is their pace. If you kick the ball long, it's in the air for a long time. It gives plenty of time for Saints to actually get themselves in position.
It does, and when they've got really good defenders like Ant Stess and Raf Clark and even Kevin Tunderwatch, I noticed a few times, came up third man, had a chance to spoil. You need to get their opponents leading up at the footy because they can get exposed then.
Daniel Motlop, he's drawn Iggy Vallejo back there, so he has to draw a great defender. It doesn't make it any easier for the rest of them down there, though, does it? The Wanderers players.
No, that's right. I mean, they've still got to use the ball really well, and they just haven't been able to have an open forward line for much of that play. When they did, uncharacteristically, they didn't make the most of their opportunities and hit targets like they would have. There's still encouraging signs for Wanderers. Like Jess said, that Rick Nolan was saying, St Marys haven't put them away. and St Mary's could have put them away if they had have kicked 2 more goals in that early onslaught.
Let's see what Paul Motlop has to say to Dave Kennedy.
Paul, not the greatest start. You worked well into the latter part of that quarter.
Yeah, look, mate, they come out in a flurry, you know. They got into us early, tried to mix it in with us, upset us a bit, you know, and nearly worked for them. But I thought my boys, we didn't use the ball well early in the early parts of the quarter, but we fought back well. So I'm pretty happy with that, mate.
Good on you, mate.
Okay, well, we're setting it up, aren't we? A grand final, and this is the quarter will give us a real idea where this game is. Jared Collins, Brian Walters and Mark Noonan, the umpires here today. The 3 best in the business. There's Mark Noonan, Carl Load with him.
Particularly now Wanderers have got their head in the game. First 10 minutes, they were all over the shop. They didn't know what hit them. They were rattled, but in the second half of that quarter, they got their minds back on the job and they started playing footy. Now they're in the contest. Let's see what they can produce in this second quarter.
I was talking to Shane Pott, a great defender for St Mary's, who played 200 games and won 7 premierships. I said to him, how do you prepare? I mean, 7 premierships you've played in, 2 other grand finals that you didn't win. How do you prepare for a grand final? He said, there's one key message in it. So what's that? He said, it's just another game. He said, that's where you've got to be in your head. It's just another game. There's pressure, there's all those other things, but it's another game of footy.
Preparation should be exactly the same as it was for any other game of the year. Couldn't agree more. The only difference is the crowds are generally bigger and there's a lot more at stake. But if you go with what you know, you prepare the same, training's upbeat, everyone knows what the game plan is, you go out and execute, 9 times out of 10 you'll win.
Well, while they're waiting for the kids to move, I want to say a big hello to Marty Hocking and the boys listening in Adelaide. They're tuned in to us down there. Good on you, Marty. I know you love your footy. And St Mary's are doing pretty well here. It was nice of the umpires, Marty, to give us a little bit of space to say hello to you. Mark Noonan throws it up and Blake gets the tap down, straight down the middle. Sates can't get it away. Little toe poke. Got to Cameron Island, gave it to Shannon Rioli. Punches in forward. It's a great kick. And he's got it out in front of Darren Ewing. He started like he started in the first quarter.
And this is the real strength of Darren Ewing. When you see him as a player, he can run full tilt at the football and mark it in any position.
Extraordinary. It's an extraordinary talent, isn't it?
It is, because he's so big and strong, you can't get past him to spoil.
Yeah.
So he just puts his hands out in front. It doesn't matter if it's at his knees or above his head or in front of his eyes. He will mark the footy.
Loads up with the left boot. Goes for goal and he's missed it to the near side. He struck it well, but he did. He gave away the accuracy in the end. So minor score.
He's a powerful player and he's deceptively quick.
You'd love to have a
super quick off the mark.
You'd love to have a slow-mo on him as he's running and taking that mark out in front.
Yep.
It'd be just something to behold, I reckon.
As good as I've seen, and amazingly, he's got the smallest hands I've ever seen on a man.
Really?
Yeah.
You held his hand?
On numerous occasions. And shook his hand on numerous occasions.
Here's it out on the wing. Liam Patrick there with some good hands as well, takes a really good mark. Jack Long goes deep with the kick. He's gone wide. He might have kicked it out too far. He did. And so the Eagles are going to bring the ball back into play.
Just a real change in tempo now, isn't it, from the first quarter?
2 coaches
both sides
there.
just slowing it down. Like to see Wanderers throw a bit more caution to the wind here.
Daniel Wheatra's kick and good mark taken. Liam Patrick kicked a super goal, didn't he?
He did, and this is what they'll try and do. He'll try and expose Mark Blake's lack of foot speed around the ground all night. He can play as a 4th midfielder, and it's been used to great advantage by the Wanderers.
Good
and he's
crowd
been one
here.
of the players of the final series, no doubt.
Not towards the boundary line. Good crowds turned up. David, from where you're sitting, how big's this crowd?
Oh, Charlie, it's a ripping crowd. It's one that I haven't seen during my time in the territory, be it AFL games or NTFL grand finals. So I think we're looking at a crowd of upwards of at least 8,000, probably closer to 9,000 or 10,000.
Gee, that's a real good crowd. You sort of get those for AFL matches here, so it's a good one for the grand final. But why not? This is the showcase of territory footy or NTFL footy. Ball out on that far side of the wing. Long goes in to clean it up. Ben Rioli, so quick with hands. Carl Load trying to twist his way out of trouble. Did pretty well. And the return kick goes out of bounds on the full. No, it was touched.
Wanderers are playing into Saints' hands here. They just don't have the same zip they had last week, Wanderers. They're just not spreading with as much intensity and purpose. They're not looking to switch as much as they were.
They've got to get this first goal in this second quarter, don't they?
They do. They
Eagles.
just look a bit zapped. They look a bit zapped, or a little bit less confident than what I thought.
Well, here they go now. They've got it down in their forward line. Who's down there? Plenty of defenders down there, and plenty running to clean up as well, including Shannon Rioli. 100 games from him today, and they've all been beauties. And look at that kick to Cameron Islet, was great, and Cameron got one hand to it. Now he's nailed and he's in trouble over the top of the footy. Wanderers want the free kick. It's going to come out. The Eagles will get it. Right back there, Alex Erlinston goes out towards the wing. Was a good kick.
They've got to go here. They can't just go back like this and look to kick long down the line. They've got to come inboard. Here we go.
Casemiro.
Try and switch it and break it up a little bit.
Man, that's not a good kick in the end. Not sure what Wanderers were doing there. Where's the spread?
Where is it?
That
It's
run should have been
non-existent at the
back
moment.
into the corridor from up on that half forward line.
Even last week when they were trailing Waratahs, their spread was amazing. There's just no movement out there.
Well, players
What do you expect?
Well, I think Saints do that. The players, you get a bit nervous about, gee, that's a good tackle from behind. He's gone. Poor, what a run down and chase. Casemiro.
He started really well. He started really well and been a good player for Wanderers in the final series as well. But he's taken a couple of nice marks, a couple of good spoils and a couple of great tackles, as you see there.
Here's Sainsbury.
Maybe it's something that just might flick the switch a bit for Wanderers.
I'm not sure what Wanderers are doing out there on that.
I'm not sure what they're doing either.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Charlie, I think you made a good point just then. The question is, does St Mary's dictate how fast Wanderers can spread with their defensive structure?
Yeah, they're worried about it. They're so worried about it, Wanderers. They don't want to leave St Mary's players in the loose, and they're in the loose here. And Van Noonan just runs in and shrugs them off.
Two tackles.
Shrugged them off and kicked the goal. He's got two.
Massive danger signs now. This is not where Wanderers want to be at this stage of the game. Pete McFarlane, beautiful contested mark. They've just squeezed Wanderers. Carl Load again, kicks the ball forward. Mitchell Taylor had to keep his feet. The second tackle had to stick, and Van Noonan just comes in and kicks the simplest of goals and celebrates hard.
Yes, that was McFarlane and Carl Load working together. They shared St Mary's best and fairest this year, didn't they? Two super champions.
Yeah, they did. Carl Lode's been a super player up here. He's a dynamic on-baller, another guy that can play inside mid and outside mid.
Ball held up. Kirby Burke, new player to Saints this year. Number 20 there, you mentioned him before. Learson.
Learson, yeah, very good player. And here we go. Danger signs.
It's a long kick. Gee, that's a good kick. You don't miss those, and that's the man we talked about, Learson. Tiny little bit of space, and bang, goal.
And the Wanderers midfielders are still in the centre of the ground. Didn't chase their men forward. Second semi-final, their defensive pressure was so good. They actually stopped St Mary's run, and gee, we could be in. They've got to respond here. This game could be over in 5 minutes' time if Eagles don't change.
Well, I reckon the
their
problem.
intent.
I reckon the problem with that. Look at that. The moon's come out to have a peep at the footy, and probably enjoying it. Here's Marlon Motlop. But I reckon Wanderers' problems was the 3 or 4 minutes before that, where they just seemed to not know exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah.
Daniel Motlop went to ground. The busy Sam Arthur down there rolls down into the forward pocket, and Saints going to concede the behind here. In absolute desperation goes Kevin Tunderwatch on the slide and make sure that Wanderers can't get another toe on the ball. So it's a minor score. Tunderwatch to bring it out. He mucked up the last one. Where's he gone this time? He's not going to muck this one up.
Kick.
It's a terrific kick to Cameron Islet. It's gone all of like 55 metres. Cleared the danger zone. Kirby Burke on an offer in the middle. Cameron Islet not sure where to go. Goes along the wing out wide. Willie Rioli on his knees, taps it back in field. Kirby Burke with the handball. Second effort from him was pretty good. Marlon Motlop on the clean-up. Shane Thorne there doing some work for the Eagles. Shane Thorne on the dive, loses it to the boundary line. His teammates Vassell and Marlon Motlop tell him he did a good job, and indeed he did.
Charlie, the first question I asked Paul Motlop in our pre-game interview was how have the team recovered from their preliminary final. He said that they came out of it unscathed. I think they've come out of it looking tired and very slow today.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And yet when you look back on that game, they really only played one real hard quarter of footy, which was the second quarter when they won the footy match. They're in trouble here.
Look,
here's Ewing on the run. Ewing's got behind the defenders, goes for goal, and he misses again. He's missed a couple. He can't believe it.
That's a massive let-off. He does not miss many goals like that, Darren Ewing. He is known for his fantastic conversion rate.
Braden McLean, Nook Mansell.
And look, they're just not running.
Where is it? You want them to go. This little chip kick and looking for each other behind the play doesn't work. Braden McLean has it. They've gone nowhere. It's still across half back. And still they stand, stop and then kick and hope. And plenty of St Mary's down there. Cameron Island busy for the footy, and second effort was good. And then he saw it, he got it out.
Set up well.
And here's the run. Shaq McKenzie comes off the wing, pumps long, pumps very long, pumps long, goes for goal, minor score. I reckon Mitch Taylor might have ran into the goalpost there.
Yeah. He'll be right. He'll recover well.
But the ease in which St Mary's went forwards a bother. Mitch Taylor's going to go down the middle. That's a good kick. That's the kick. The big ruckman. He's on his horse. Big Bob.
He's got to come inboard here.
And away he goes with the left foot kick around the corner. And he linked it up pretty well through Arthur. Sam Arthur. Motlop under the footy. He can't get it. He's got some help there from Thomas Motlop. He goes to ground as Thunderwatch puts the pressure on. And Thunderwatch gets his hand on it, but it's pushed over the boundary line. Eddie Sansbury down there as well. So Iggy Vallejo is blanketing Daniel Motlop at the moment.
He is. The supply hasn't been great to Daniel, admittedly, but Iggy is right on Daniel Motlop here.
Sansbury's snap goes across the face and out of bounds on the full.
And Saints getting on their bike. Shannon Rioli hasn't been picked up in the middle of the ground. Still hasn't got a man. Jared Islet's free. Well, they've split him open here.
There's the kick out very, very wide.
That's a good spoil.
Well, his good effort. He had to do that, didn't he, out there, Keelan Fijo?
He did. If that ball had got to Jared Islet, St Mary's were away again.
So I've got some people, Marupna, the Marupna boys are online watching Mark Blake, Iggy and Carl, teammates from last year.
There you go. I know Blake Campbell and Shane Lynch and a few of the Marupna boys, so shout out to them.
Carl Lowe, there he is. Backwards. Saints with the kick now up towards their half forward line was a good kick. Knocked to ground. Willie Rioli wanted a bit of it. Cooper there as well. Wanderers find themselves under pressure. Willie on the clean-up. Willie's inside 50. The dangerous Willie Rioli goes for a goal. I think he was in two minds there. I reckon that was a problem. He wasn't sure whether to punt the goal or give it off to Van Eunen, and in the end, he really put it in no man's land, didn't he?
Yeah, that's true. I was saying they're going to kick a goal and they missed. Darren Ewing running against an open goal and then Willie Rioli.
Daniel Wheatra. Here's Chris Dunn.
Doesn't happen often. And a quiet final series. Chris Dunn is one of their better players. That's a real shank of a kick. He just seems so bereft of confidence at the moment.
Yeah, his confidence is shot.
Runner-up in Nichols medal last year and played a lot of footy, great footy for NT Thunder, and just this final series, just been stifled.
So here's Bobby McCullum. Big Bob on the half-back line with the left boot, chips it out wide. Does pretty well, finds Aaron Motlop. Cheney medalist. Here. Great player. Started at a million miles an hour and then's gone a little quiet since. Braden McLean. So this doesn't suit Wanderers at all, and Saints are loving this.
They are.
Until they turn it over, and then Saints will get them back, coming back the other way. That's Wilson with a thumping kick. Up towards half forward. Willie Rioli. Clever tap back. Willie Rioli dived at the footy. And he might have given away a free kick, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, he took the legs out, didn't he?
Yeah, it's not my favourite rule, that one, but it certainly is the rule, so Jakira's done well. And now they've got to go. Go to Taylor. They've got the overlap here.
Mitchell Taylor's got to get a move on.
Cruz
he's got extra players. He's taken Far too long. Gee, the spread was on.
This is all right.
That's where you can catch Saints, I reckon. Here's Chris Dunn. Oh, well, at least give Chris Dunn a touch. Get him into the game. Marlon Motlop. Edge of the square. Cross to the right.
Oh, no.
Little drop down.
This is just
Find
not,
themselves in trouble here.
just not the Wanderers we're used to seeing.
Casemiro Thorne.
I would have watched them 8 times at least this year, and I've never seen them play like this.
Well, Saints are making them play like this. That's what it's all about, I reckon, Tab. Used to kick up towards the half-forward line. Sainsbury, he'll get this. Eddie Sainsbury front position. Learson put him under pressure. Good pressure from him. Tunderwatch along the boundary line. Over the top to Learson, who got hit in the middle of the back. And umpire says you're penalised. Why? Because you had prior opportunity, according to the umpire.
No, in the back.
Oh, it is in the back? Not sure that was the decision, the signal that the umpire gave.
That's McFarlane. Looks of it.
He might have gone down on top of the footy.
So he doesn't go down often either.
I reckon
Big noodles.
I reckon he's fallen on top of the footy. Here he goes.
No, just off shot with McFarlane. But a free kick there to Learson, who comes inboard.
So here comes the Eagle this time. Up towards the half-forward.
Oh!
Big climb. Liam Patrick up a mile.
Oh, he's hurt himself.
He's hurt himself, but he's back down. Iggy Vallejo on the clean-up. Kicks it out wide to Cooper. Takes it forward of the wing on the grandstand side. Punches back into play. Aaron Motlop with the steal from behind did it wonderfully well. Bobby McCullum goes into the forward line. And he finds Eddie Sainsbury on the rebound. The Eagles have caught Stmarys out. That man took the most incredible climb.
He did. I was just about to say, Zilio Casemiro is playing really well, but that's not the forward entry that Wanderers usually like. And then Liam Patrick launched into the stratosphere and almost ripped in a classic mark. This is a little bit more like Wanderers. Got him on the overlap, quick ball movement. Sainsbury's got a shot 20 metres out.
McFarlane coming off. We'll get a report from David in a minute. Directly out in front. Sainsbury goes for goal. You wouldn't expect him to miss, and he doesn't. He kicks his first on the match, and the Eagles start that climb back again, their first of the second quarter. David, what can you tell us about Peter McFarlane?
I think at the moment, boys, he's just come off a little bit ginger, just maybe a little bit winded. He had his hands on his head, so maybe just a stinger to the ribs, just a little bit winded. But, geez, wasn't that an amazing climb from Liam Patrick? He must have been gasping for air up there, and that really got the crowd involved down here at ground level.
Indeed. And what about Aaron Motlop reading that beautifully? That was a good steal, wasn't it?
It was a great steal and a good vision from Big Bobby McCullum to find Sainsbury as well.
Can the Eagles kick a couple in a row? Blake goes to ground. All the run forward here by Saints to Wilson, who always knows where to go. Bangs it on the left boot. Ewing in good position from there with the push. Ball rolls back into the back pocket. And Cooper's going to get a second chance here. Kirby Burke gets to it. Knocked towards the boundary line. The umpire will come in and throw it in.
You mentioned Cooper there, Charlie. Would you believe that David Cruz is playing on him? When they stand next to each other, I've been watching it. A huge height difference there. It's almost like the giant on the smaller player there.
So Lucas White down there, not Kirby Burke that I called a short time ago. Been busy back there, Lucas White. Here's a snap out of a pack. Rolls down. In front position down there was Ewing. Tries the little soccer kick off the ground. Wanderers under fearful pressure. And in the end, they decide to concede. Josh Cabillo sees it over.
Good option. Funny thing you mentioned that, David, is that Cruz is actually a really good matchup. He's one of the few that he's got the agility to go with Cooper. And if the ball comes in high, obviously he's got a huge advantage.
Aaron Motlop to the wing.
As well. So
a little bit of holding on, advantage played.
And this
McCullum with the little towboat was good. And he gave it off to Sammy Arthur. To the pocket, Shane Thorne. No, it's not.
No, it's Daniel.
It's the other thin man out there. I got him confused before.
There's no doubt that he's dropped 7 kilos.
That's him. Look at him.
He is looking the trimmest I've seen him for a long time.
Well, let's see what he can do. Can he convert from here? That's his job in the team. He's been missing for 9 weeks.
And here he goes. He kicks at goal. He kicks at goal. He's kicked a magnificent goal from the Eagles. He missed.
Hit the post.
He missed. He was happy. He might have been happy that it was a point in the end.
Oh, no, he doesn't realise he's kicked a point. That should have been a 50-metre in the end.
So out it comes.
Oh, no.
What's the latest on Peter McFarlane, Dave?
Charlie, it wasn't in fact anything to do with his midsection. It's just a twisted knee. Saints are suggesting that he will be back.
Little soccer kick through here by the fast-running Shannon Rioli. Will he get to it first? Of course he will. He's got great skills. He's got it second time. He might get it third time. If he kicks a goal here, this will be magnificent. What a run from Shannon Rioli. That was extraordinary. He took them all on and beat them point blank.
Just kept the ball in front of him. None of the Wanderers defenders, they let the ball go past him.
See McFarlane in there. They're busy looking after him.
Jane McMurtry, the trainer, working hard on him.
Dangerous handball out to Alex Erlinson.
She'll get him back on the field.
Sainsbury out on the wing. Front position, the Eagles down here. If they can get to it, and Thomas Motlop. He's got it, Thomas. He's inside 50. He can take a bounce if he wants. He can go for goal, Thomas Motlop, and he's missed it. Wow. Two big chances for the Eagles evaporate. As the kids look on and those Wanderers supporters over there.
So they're starting to get inside 50 a little bit more regularly, but they've got to start hitting those.
Tavis, at quarter time, I saw out at the Eagles huddle Stephen Motlop, the Geelong footballer. Wouldn't they love to have him out there as a Motlop up forward?
So Iggy Vallejo has to play on now, and he scoots away and pumps it out towards the wing. And Ralph Clark at the back. Handball was good. Learson comes off the wing. Went with the kick up into the forward line. It wasn't a very good one. Lucas White was there. The good backup from Learson was okay. Lucas White with a little kick over the top. Shannon Rioli gets to 50. Gone.
Good tackle.
What a tackle.
Good run down.
Shannon couldn't believe it. It was a great chase down. Erlinson did it.
And then White does it.
Gee, the talking, you've got to have the talking, don't you? We've seen that a few times now. Wait for the ball to land in your hands. Someone's going to steal it. It's the grand final, fellas.
It's a much bigger crowd than they generally playing in front of, so I think that's one of the issues they're having. They're just having a bit more trouble hearing their teammates.
22 points the margin. 44 plays 22. Eagles would love a goal before half-time. Shane Thorne, handball over the top, goes to the boundary line and out. So 20 and a half minutes gone.
Haven't eaten into the lead at all yet, the Eagles. It's been a lot more even quarter. Saints have actually looked the better side when they've got the turnover, which is normally the Eagles' game.
Shane Thorne. Back with the handball, Sam Arthur. And in front position down there, strong mark taken by Ralph Clark. Great career with St Kilda. Terrific game in the second semi. Thomas Motlop went over the top of him.
Played in 3 grand finals for them, so he knows what grand finals are all about. Didn't play in a victory, unfortunately, but was a key member of Saints Premiership last year.
Brother, of course, Xavier, who will coach Territory Thunder this year.
Yeah, he started really well with some impressive signings.
Van Noonan, chest at the footy. Wanderers have to clean up. Cruz took a bit of a risk. Mitchell Taylor dropped it on the ground. Eagles get out of trouble here. They've done it okay. High kick to the middle of the ground. Plenty of Saints there getting across their Nook Mansell. Oh, he's got some work to do. Cleaning up is Ben Rioli. Pumps it back long. In comes Ewing from the side. Mitchell Taylor with the reach over the top. Oh, Ewing went for an area. It didn't quite come off. Mitchell Taylor over the top of the footy. Handball was good to Vassell. Vassell out to Cruz. Back to Vassell. Vassell runs from half back. Onto the left boot he goes. Pumps it up towards the wing. Aaron Motlop tried to make it work for him. It didn't. Cleverly done. Beautiful turn. Wonderful stuff. Nathan Jakura. Terrific delivery of the ball. Got it downfield and gave it off to Sam Arthur. Arthur goes even further forward. That's a great kick.
Arthur's been good for him. They got a man free. If he can see him, he has.
Thomas Motlop. Oh, he's put it up in the air a long time. Thorne gets underneath it and then dropped it. Thorne's fallen over. He doesn't know where to go. He has to go back and unload. He does. He gives it off to Casemiro, and Casemiro misses.
In the back.
There might be a push. Was it? It might have been. It'll be Liam Patrick's going to get the free kick.
It was a lucky one.
Well, his penalty is the horrible angle. Well, it's a push, no
it's
doubt.
Definitely there. Yep.
John Anstice, he can't believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure he should be.
Not that it wasn't a free kick, that the umpire actually saw it.
Yeah.
But Liam Patrick, now he's got to be careful here, because if he wants to play on, the siren's going to go in his second. If he can turn this into a goal, he'll be the miracle man. He goes for goal. He goes for goal, and I don't reckon he's got it. He's missed it. So the Eagles have had a number of chances in this quarter, haven't they?
The hook.
Probably 3 at least that I can think of. That should have been goals.
Should have marked that one. That got to him on the full.
Boys, McFarlane has emerged and he's heading towards the interchange gates now.
Heavy strapping on him, David?
Yeah, there certainly is. It's the left knee and that's heavily strapped, but he's come to the interchange gates, so it means he's ready to go.
Good news for him. Terrific, desperate mark taken there, Jared Eilert. Just forward of centre half back. Gives it to Tunderwatch. Pumps it up towards half forward. Terrific, big, hard run from Van Noonan. Sliding on his knees outside 50, takes the mark. Not beyond him this distance.
He can make the distance here. He absolutely could. There was actually video footage of him kicking torpedoes from the centre of TIO Stadium.
Really?
On Facebook the other week, yep. One of the McMurtry boys took that.
Well, he's kicked 2. He's the only multiple goal scorer in the match. And he can make it 3, but it's going to take a big kick from him. Siren goes right on the siren. Can he extend the lead? He loads up. He gives it plenty. He gives it plenty. And he misses out. Drifts away and goes through for a minor score. But plenty in the footy match left. But at half-time here, Stmarys holds sway. 6-9 the Saints, leading Wanderers 3 goals 5. Tavis Perry.
A bit more even quarter there. It was sort of unusual. I thought the intensity might have stayed really high and amped, but it really, really dropped and played into St Mary's hands. Wanderers' spread just wasn't there offensively or defensively, and they just started chipping the ball around, going long down the line, which normally isn't their go. So St Mary's, with that scintillating start, kicking the first 3 or 4 goals, have held that lead for the rest of the match so far, and it's going to take a bit of work for Wanderers to break the shackles and eat into this deficit that they face.
Well, the margin was 13 points at quarter time. Wanderers haven't put a dent in that. In fact, St Mary's have pushed it out a little bit further now. So St Mary's leading here at half time, 6 goals 9 to the Eagles 3-5. Well, some other finals played today, and a lot of interest in this one. The under-18 final, these two have gone at each other all year, the Big River Hawks and Nightcliff, and it turned out to be a good, tough match in the end, didn't it?
It was a fantastic clash, and it was one of the most anticipated grand finals today, that's for sure. Lots of people wanted to come and watch the young guns play, as we see Daly Shannon kick a beautiful goal from the boundary line.
They had all the skills in the world, these players, just the little chips across, and they get onto the loose ball and they use the handball pretty well, and the pressure was just intense, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a real high-quality game footy, and both sides were coached really well. I thought they set up really well behind the footy, and their structures were good all over the ground, and came down to the wire in the end.
So you see the Big River Hawks there under a little bit of pressure. That was Turner.
And so this was sort of typical of the game. It was nice and contested, but then when they got it on the outside, on the spread, we saw some fantastic pace and foot skills as well.
Both teams could just really run it once they got it away from the congestion. As you say, here's a chance here, the Big River Hawks. That's Kirtley Silver, I reckon it is.
Yeah, Kirtley's had a great year. He played really well in the previous finals. He's only a young guy from down at Nooka. And he actually started at full forward, as we see Cedric Robertson. One of the best young players I've seen in the territory, actually, Cedric Robertson, as he kicks a nice goal there.
Gives it a roost too, doesn't he?
He does. Beautiful on both sides of his body, and he's got great defensive skills.
And Mika Chibrodima Onus there, you'll see him in defence. That's him there, number 25. See his tackling, look at him. Yeah. He'll chase 2 or 3. He doesn't give up. He held up all of that play. They had 2 chances there, the Big River Hawks, but he alone stopped them in their tracks.
He did, and he played a lot of Premier League footy this year, or at least had a taste of Premier League footy this year, and
He's from down at Jabiru originally. He's schooling down in Melbourne, and he was a mountain of strength in the back line for Nightcliff today.
It was an incredible game because at half-time Nightcliff led 6-6 to 3-1, and then Nightcliff led 7-8 to 5-1 at three-quarter time, but they reckoned without a big finish from the Big River Hawks. They were always going to come home with a wet sail, and they did, didn't they?
They did, as we see. Marcus Hamilton, who was a really good player for NT in the Under-16 Championships last year, kick a beautiful running goal. He's played Premier League football with Southern Districts, and he is a super talent.
Look at that tackling. That's amazing.
I think that was probably one of the highlights for me, was the tackling displayed by both sides.
Oh, terrific play, and it was just a great game in the end. And here's a shot from a long way out, and it gets a result. But gee, it was a strong finish from the Big River Hawks. But
it was. Riley Sullivan there just gave him a chance.
And then it was all over at the end. And look at them celebrate there. Nightcliff going on to win the under-18 grand final. Have a look at it there. 7 goals, 10 to 8 goals, 1. And the Big River Hawks in the last quarter kicking 3 goals straight to 2 points. Terrific. And Marcus Hamilton shared the medal, the Heridas medal, along with Brandon Parfitt. And Dave Kennedy got the chance to catch up with Brandon Parfitt from the Nightcliff Tigers.
Brandon Parfitt, mate, you're a premiership player. Congratulations. It must feel sensational.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. All the boys put in everything they could, and yeah, just happy to get a win.
And the Hawks, they came at you with absolutely everything they had, and you guys just showed so much character to hold on.
Yeah, it was pretty scary there in the last quarter. We knew they were going to come, but yeah, credit to our boys to hold on.
And your season, you've had a great season. You've played a lot of Premier League footy. To come back into this under-18 side and have the influence you had today. You're a Halitos medalist
both teams
now,
over
and,
to be lined up for the playing of the national anthem.
Thank you. Game today. It must be just a great season all round.
Yeah, I'm happy with my season. Yeah, I'm just happy to get the win.
Well, congratulations, mate. Go and enjoy it with your teammates. Superb effort today, and well done on a great season.
All right, thanks a lot.
No, well done both teams, but well done Nightcliff. The other grand final was in Div 2. Olympic took on Banks. That's Olympic there. The Spartans in the red and white, with the white socks, a rarity in Australian rules football. But these are the two heavyweights of the Div 1 comp, aren't they?
Yeah, the Div 2 comp, they certainly are, as we see Thomas Andelov kick a beautiful goal there. And they've really been at each other all year, these two sides, and it was little surprise that they played off in the grand final. It was a very physical and contested style of game.
They just, in the end, you could see late in the game, they were just so exhausted. It was played late or middle of the afternoon when the weather was about as hot as it could possibly get, and they did a terrific job to just keep going. Look at this for a goal, just keeps rolling.
Timmy Wolf, he's been a good player for Banks for a number of years now, and that's a great goal.
And Bovington, they're very happy with it, with the celebration. That's a big kick. That's Lynn down the forward line. And just there, and a lot of times we saw that big high kicks into the forward line. Players sitting underneath it had to sit and wait for it.
Yeah, that's right. As Adam Cooper puts one through for Banks, and it was one of those games, you know, it was contested play, and when you got the footy, you're under pressure, so you had to try and kick it as long as far as you could. And that was sort of the order of the day.
That's the man who had a terrific game. He just drove that ball up, then he went down and he picked it up. Yeah. His name's Mitchell Amity. Really
clever player. He just knows where to go. He's obviously played a lot of footy before. He uses it really well. Got a great footy brain, and little surprise that he was awarded best on ground in the end. I thought he had a really dominant game.
And he hit targets all the time when he got it. He made sure he gave it off to his teammate. So plenty of run here from Olympic.
Julian Ricardello, I'm pretty sure you pronounce that.
This thumping big kick. When they're in danger, thump it as long as you can.
And look at that, just read it at the back. Mitchell Amity here, and that is the icing on the cake.
They needed that goal late in the game, and he got it. He did. He won the game for them.
It was a beautiful little celebration too. He was pumped.
Good performance from. So there's the final score in the end. Olympic getting home incredibly in the last quarter. They kicked 12 points, would you believe it? But still got up to win. 8 goals 19 to 7 goals 8. And the Bill Gear medal, that man you talked about there, Mitchell Amity, was just outstanding. He was the winner.
Congratulations, mate. You have won the Best on Ground medal, and more importantly, you're a premiership player. How does it feel?
Awesome. You know, we've worked
very hard all year. You know, we've been the best team, so I think we probably deserve to win on the day. Banks gave us one hell of a fight, but you know, we did make it hard for ourselves in the last quarter. We kicked plenty of posts and plenty of behinds, but yeah, I think we deserved to win, and yeah, we played well enough to get there. So.
You mentioned that there was a lot of behinds kicked there. Were there some nervous times during the game there?
Certainly, yeah. That last quarter when we were within a goal, you know, we wanted to get that extra goal cushion, and we just kept missing and hitting the post and missing and hitting the post. But the forward pressure we put on them was pretty spectacular. They didn't even get in our half for that whole last quarter, so it was a pretty good effort by the boys.
And obviously, the group are coming off a back-to-back win now. They must be pretty happy. You must be pretty happy as a club as well.
Yeah. Well, we've only got I think it's 9 players from the last premiership, so we've had a bit of a turnover, but I think the core of the side's been there, and you know, we've sort of carried that momentum on. So.
Well, congratulations, Mitch. Enjoy the win, and there's no doubt that there'll be some pretty sensational celebrations tonight.
I'm sure there will be. Thank you very much.
Lions are we by day and by night. Living composed, any attack. We are the ones that rumble the pack. Warrior spirit is all around. Spiders won't stop till the siren sounds. Fighting for glory is all we know. Spiders are here. Come watch the show.
Oh, great win, Olympic there, winning their Division 2 flag. Here's the Division 1 teams coming out, that all-powerful Waratah unit that has a number of Premier League players in there. Stuart Cooper, Dave O'Sullivan, Brad Rayson, Josh Chaplin, Chris Muir, all been very, very good top-level NTFL players, and they're taking on Nightcliff.
Yeah, Nightcliff finished the home and away season on top of the ladder, and at one stage looked like they might go through undefeated, but Waratahs, there's the young Toby Hunkin here, another good young player that played a bit of Premier League football. He was a real live wire for him, and just had too much pace for the Div 1 boys. When he got the ball on the outside, he ate up the grass and went for a run and was instrumental in a few of their goals.
You know, we often talk about straight kicking makes the difference. Well, they up to half-time, Waratahs had 7 goals. To Nightcliff, 2 goals, 7.
And it was the order of the day. It was actually an even contest, as the scoring shots suggest, but 2 goals, 7-7 straight. And Nightcliff weren't that bad. They didn't play poorly, but Waratahs just didn't miss when they got the ball going forward, as we see Timmy Mosquito, I reckon he was an ABC Team of the Year member in the Premier League last year, and he's won a couple of best and fairest in the Premier League for Waratahs, and here he is playing in the Div 1 Grand Final.
There's not a team that wouldn't take him. So Tigers were under pressure for most of the day, and all those little bits of work there that Tars did, the little smother, you know, Collyho there, Collyho doing it was very good. And Jace Coleman, he was out there playing. He won the medal the other night in this competition. He was a great player, and this is him here running back there, number 12. He made one of the great speeches that you've ever want to hear. He was just terrific. But his team didn't win. The other team, well, have a look at the scoreline there. Waratah 12 goals 3, Nightcliff 4 goals 12. So one more shot Nightcliff, but they were towed up by a very, very confident Waratah team. And the Clark medalist was Timmy Mosquito. Had an outstanding game.
Timmy Mosquito, congratulations, mate. You're a premiership player. You're getting plenty of thanks. How does it feel?
Yeah, I feel good. After a long 45-minute flight from Kununurra, I'm pretty exhausted after this the win, but pretty happy of that. So yeah.
When did you find out you were playing?
They was all calling me all week, and then they booked my flight on Friday. So, and they said, "Oh, we really need you up here for this game." So we went back halfback speed force to get us there. So I didn't have no choice to come up, so I just gave them.
And you had a great game today. You must have enjoyed being out there.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but it was pretty hard. But yeah, really enjoyed it with the fellas. Great teamwork and all that. Can't do anything with the teamwork. So yeah, it was good.
And just lastly, you're a new father. How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's all good. I'm happy. She's back at home, and hopefully I get back there tomorrow and see her and tell her all about it. So
good on you, mate. You're going to give her the premiership medallion to play with.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that'll be good. All right.
Red old flag, it's a high flying flag. It's the emblem for which we will fight. It's the emblem of the team we love. The team of the red. strive for the red and the white. As we sing this song to you, we sing through all the great days being forgot. Keep your eye on the red and the white.
Timmy Mosquito there. They gave him a buzz and he flew in, which is good news. Here's the ABC Team of the Year. Gee, it was tough to pick that, but it's just got some class players. Plenty of St Mary's players in there and a number of Wanderers players as well. And Alan Davey, you can see him there on the half-forward line. McFarlane and Troy Taylor from Southern District. The half-forward line was terrific. And the ruck work, Gilhouse, Lode and Wilson, nobody could argue with that. It was hard to pick, but those players had an outstanding year.
They did, and you know it's a hard time to break into when Jakura's on the bench.
Yes, ABC Player of the Year there, Sebastian Gilhouse was runner-up in the Nichols Medal, and the Umpire of the Year, Mark Noonan. We see him out here in action today. He's won the award before, the Dennis Dunn Award. The great Dennis Dunn, who was a terrific player for St Mary's. Well, an old St Mary's player has won it again. Justin Van Eunen kicked 66 goals for the year. Philip Wills, no one could argue the MVP went to him, voted on by other players, the Darwin Buffaloes player. The rising star, Adam Tippenwoody from Tiwi Bombers, had a wonderful year for them. The Mitch Lee Medal, Jace Coleman, I mentioned before, from Nightcliff in Division 1. Thomas Antelova from Olympic, who we saw playing here, Div 2, won the Lancaster Medal. And the Abala Medal went to Caleb Clyde, and we saw him playing today for the Big River Hawks in the under-18 grand final. His team didn't win. The women's leading goal kicker, Abby Holmes, won an extraordinary year for her, 103 goals and a premiership as well. Bianca Stokes from Darwin, the women's rising star. Michaeline Brown from Palmerston, the women's best and fairest. And that lady there, Danielle Ponter from St Mary's, the Sharon Smith Award for Youth Girls 3 times in a row. I was talking to her the other night. Her dad is Shane Potter, and she's a level-headed young lady. I'm going to see plenty from her in years to come. Under 12 grand finals. Have a look at that. Nightcliff Gold got up to win 5 goals, 14 to Wanderers, 3-11. Well done, Nightcliff. St Mary's won there as well. 15 goals, 10 to Palmerston, 6 goals, 5 in that game. So Palmerston Black. Some of these teams have a couple of teams in the competition. Let's have a look at some of the other results here. The under 14s. Nightcliff Black, 14 goals, 16. Beat Southern District's 1 goal, 1. That's the Southern District second team as well. And Nightcliff Gold, big win there over, a good win over Waratahs actually by a couple of points, 8-9 to 8-7. So that game could have gone anywhere. And then in the under 16s, we saw some good games here. That was Nightcliff's second team, 16-11 to Southern District's 1 point. They just really blew them away. The Nightcliff second team and the Nightcliff number 1 team, with that wonderful Ryan Moo playing for them, 9 goals, 8, defeated Southern District's 4 goals, 4. So there's some of the results in the junior grades today. But here's some of the highlights from this game here. And that's a great goal kick there by Darren Hewing.
To the top of the square, and then Willie Rioli, just a beautiful crumbing goal. That's his bread and butter, so to speak. As we see Brad Vass will get on the end of a good handball from Sam Arthur, who's been an influential player for Wanderers. And that's a good finish from Brad Vassell. Daniel Motlop, who's been reasonably well held from Miggy Vallejo, got the handball out to Liam Patrick there, the Largemanu lightning bolt. He struck on that occasion. And that goal really gave Wanderers a little bit of a sniff. As we see, look at Van Eunen, look at the strength of the man. Just broke 2 tackles, sprinted away. And it's little surprise that he won the Dennis Dunn goal-kicking award.
It's a big smack out of the middle there. Down into their forward line, Willie Rioli with a little touch, deft touch. And Willie can often do that, and a shot from a long way out from that man there. What a great game he had in about a few minutes there, Kane Learson. Good crowd here. They're sitting in the Morris Rioli stand there, and we remember Morris Rioli at this moment. So we can go down onto the boundary line now and catch up with our 2 boundary reporters that are down there, Dave Kennedy and Jess Sullivan.
Thanks very much for that, Charlie. Well, it's been an entertaining first half, Jess. The question that I pose is, was Daniel Motlop's selection a good call from Paul Motlop? Neil Vivi sits on the sidelines, not in the game. Motlop remains goalless. What do you think, Jess?
Well, he's been starved of opportunity, obviously, a bit down there. There hasn't been great delivery, but he also hasn't made the most of his opportunities, partly because he's been so well held, and he just looks like he's lacking a little bit of polish tonight, Dave.
He kicked the famous goal that never was and celebrated as if he'd kicked a goal to win the grand final. But his impact hasn't been great so far. How do you reckon Neil Vivi would be feeling?
Well, obviously he was gutted before the game, and I guess we're all just hoping that the question on Paul Motlop's mind at the end of the game isn't that whether he should have played Neil Beebe instead of Daniel Motlop.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds. The second half about to get underway. The roar that you heard just before was for the Muck-Mucks re-entering the arena. Both sides now out on the ground, and we're looking forward to a cracking second half, boys.
Good on you, Dave. Dave and Jess down there on the boundary line with their thoughts on that, and a good topic of discussion they had there about Daniel Motlop. But let's just have a look at the stats from this game, though. Quarter by quarter, you see St Mary's 4-2 to 2-1, so they had the best of the first quarter, and then they came out and they kicked 2 goals to 1, so they doubled Wanderers in each of the quarters, didn't they? And the lead's a handy one here at halftime. Goal kickers, Van Union's got a couple, and then singles amongst all the rest of them. And the stats, let's have a look at these with you, Tavis.
Well, surprisingly, Wanderers have had more of the ball. More marks, more kicks, and they just haven't used them as well as St Mary's have. They're actually lucky that they're still in the game because St Mary's have been quite wasteful in front of goal as well. The hit-outs, not surprisingly, are going the way of St Mary's because Mark Blake's got a significant height advantage on Liam Patrick. Centre breaks, though, even.
So it evens out, doesn't it? There's the Eagles out there. Now, they've got a job to do. What can they do to turn this around? Because if this quarter goes the same as the last two, the game's is over, isn't it?
It is. Look, they've just got to win through the midfield. I noticed at the stoppages, they're actually standing on the outside of their opponent when Mark Blake was in the ruck. That's the wrong tactic. They've got to get in front of their opponent so they're at the drop of the football, get their hands on the ball, start using their leg speed, and they can turn this game really quick. They're the kind of side, like we saw against Waratahs last week. They can kick 5 goals in 5 minutes, and all of a sudden St Mary's are on the back foot and really open it up.
So second half about to get underway here, NTFL Grand Final. Beautiful night, the moon above us. Had a spectacular sunset a little earlier on, which we missed out because we're looking out towards the east. And so we don't see it. That's behind us in the grandstand. Jared Collins, Brian Walters, Mark Noonan, they've done their job. Not much that they've missed, and you wouldn't expect it, the 3 top umpires in the NTFL comp.
But certainly perfect conditions for football. It'll be interesting to see what attitude Wanderers come out this half. They've really got to throw caution to the wind and back their leg speed and their foot skills to try and knock that deficit or chip away at that deficit that they're behind in. And who knows?
Because no doubt Rick Nolan would know that. He said, look, this is the quarter. Yeah. I mean, you win this quarter, you're going to win the grand final. That's what it downs. I mean, you've got to give everything in this next 25 minutes here. So that's the challenge for Saints and Wanderers. It'll slip away from them unless they can do something in a hurry. So let's see what they can do. Here's the kick down to Thomas Motlop. He knocked it out cleverly, got it to Sainsbury. They want plenty from him. Eddie's kick. Rioli, Benny Rioli chases the footy on the ground.
Good tackle.
Spillage nearly to Ben Rioli, caught from behind Liam Patrick. And they get away to Blake. Blake at centre half back, scouts it out wide, gives it to the running Cameron Island who came off the back pocket. 2 chasing him doesn't make a lot of sense. Here's Big Bob McCallum. He's going to go with the handball. Oh, it's dangerous stuff from the Eagles. Now they'll go back a long way. Aaron's been good, hasn't he?
He has.
No doubt about that. Casemiro.
He's had clean hands.
Kicks to 2-on-1 here. That's going to be dangerous again, and he's given a real chance here to Shannon Rioli. He gets away, Rioli punches forward, drops it in a little short. McFarlane with the ball in front of him, he gets decked again, McFarlane. They've put him down a couple of times today. Eagles across the half-back line. Mitch Taylor with the run. Left it behind the Eagles, have to do some work here. Marlon Motlop gets it out. It's a bouncing ball. Aaron Motlop with it in front of him. Out on the wing on the scoreboard side. And Carl Loade surrounds him. If one man can surround a player, I reckon he could do it. Ben Rioli good. Inside defensive 50. Ralph Clark with the kick. Josh Cabillo cuts it off at centre half-back, and then he's away, and he chips. He wants Daniel Motlop. Can he take the mark? He led Iggy Belejo underneath it, and then Iggy Belejo went off and gave the went back to Hanstess, who gave the handball off to Iggy Belejo. Back to Burke on the wing. He can deliver it up. Kirby Burke did well. Straight into the hands there of Learson. Learson up towards a half forward, wants White. David Cruz tried to keep the hand in the field of play. I like that rule. Doesn't matter where your body is, as long as the ball stays in the field of play.
Yeah, that's right.
So Saints have done well to get out of that. Wanderers had a moment there, didn't they?
Yeah, better start of intent, definitely for Wanderers. They probably just missed a few opportunities there where the delivery forward just wasn't quite executed as well as it could have been. And one thing I did notice was Ben Rioli was in front of Shane Thorne twice.
Here's a chance. Thomas Motlop goes backwards. Sansbury from 50. Sansbury sees an open goal. Goes long, kicks the goal.
Oh, that's a good one.
Eddie Sansbury.
That's a good one.
They gave him some space and he nailed it.
Oh. The former North Melbourne Kangaroo player. Had a stint, I think, in the Sandford as well. And just good work from Thomas Motlop. He had space to work into, but saw Sansbury running beyond supporting. And that's just outside 50 and a beautiful goal.
And with good work, Wanderers in defence down there. When Saints went down, Shannon Rioli had that run going forward. McFarlane was in good position. Yep. And they worked hard, Wanderers, and won it, and then worked it back upfield. If they can kick another goal here, they're going to believe, you know.
Much better.
Pilot in there. Kirby Burke in there. They're over the footy here. Eagles can't get it out. Umpire Mark Noonan says, give it to me. Coaches look on. Rick Nolan. That ice, I wonder if it'll ever melt. I think it never will. Eagles come away with it. Liam Patrick. Oh, he's seen an opening, and then he punches off the left boot. That's a great kick from him. And he's given it off to Sam Arthur. Now, there's probably no more telling kick than this one.
No, he needs to nail this one, Sammy. He's been in good form.
This puts him within a sniff, doesn't it? Sam Arthur comes in, lines up, kicks that goal.
He likes it.
He's got it, I reckon.
He knows how to celebrate, Sammy Arthur.
He has. We sung his praises last week, and we're singing them again right at this minute.
But this highlights the strength of Wanderers and what we've been talking about all week. Get the clearance. Marlon Motlop kicks to space. Now look at the separation Liam Patrick gets here on Johnny Anstess. Look at that, 5 metres at least. He's got time to turn around on the left and spot up Sammy Arthur. That's what we've been talking about. That's the Wanderers. How they've been playing the last
Get the
weeks.
spread working.
Get the spread working. Start winning contested footy. Get them on the spread.
Boys, can you believe it's only 10 points the difference? I was at Wanderers training during the week. Sam Arthur actually underwent a fitness test. Can you believe that? And obviously passed it. And now he's kicked the most important goal for the Wanderers this game.
It's a good goal from him. He knew the responsibility was on him. He did well. Here they come again, the Eagles. They got possession. Jakura with a handball over the top. McLean goes to Kirby Burke. Pumps it up towards the half-forward line. Big fly at the back there, Willie Rioli. Eagles get the kick away. Can they take a mark here? Off hands there. Gee, that was a chance for Casemiro. Rarely drops them. Those Wanderers supporters might have been giving him too much encouragement. They upset his concentration.
Maybe. They're certainly vocal, Wanderers.
There's about 1,000 of them up there right in front of where he was going to take that mark. Here's Wilson for the footy. Goes over the boundary line. Oh, the umpire has called that out on the full. And Wilson's going to get the free kick.
Well, the players aren't remonstrating, so it must have been there.
The crowd don't like it. You know, in all fairness, there's a lot of people here who don't care for either of these teams, but they don't want St Mary's to win because they've been so dominant, which is always a little unfair, isn't it? Willie Rioli, Cooper. Wilson was coming out. Here's the kick off the ground. That was a good result for the Eagles.
That's a good result. It's amazing, you know, when you talk to people that don't know that much about the NTFL and you say that St Mary's are going for their 30th premiership in 62 years. They can't believe it.
Just amazing, isn't it?
It is.
If you walk in their clubhouse, the walls are just full of premiership flags. They're amazing. Josh Cabillo.
You can't say you're a legend of the club unless you've played in 6 or 7 premierships.
Motlop. Oh, yes. He has got it. And then, oh, he nearly stole it again. And I'm not sure what Daniel does. He will run away from Iggy Vallejo in order to get to Carl Load or somebody else. It doesn't make. He really shouldn't be doing that.
He gets angry. Just hold it in.
Mansell in trouble here. The umpire's going to have to ball this up. I reckon that ain't coming out. So let's have a look at Daniel Motlop. He just looked, just even that little bit looked as though it might have left him feeling a little tired. Wilson's lifting his work rate here. That's a good kick forward for him. Eagles at the back on the sweep. Where's the run through the middle? This is where the spread should be. They're stuck out on this side. And Daniel Motlop's out there sparring when really he should be running across that midfield.
Yeah, another goal here's what they need. That's a free kick. Any day of the week.
The hold on was there. And Thomas Motlop draws the free kick. Tunderwatch had a good fistful. Thomas knew it was his. Now, the Eagles want to make the best of this.
Move it on quick, that's all right. In the Patrick direction.
He's gone up high, Patrick. High kick. Wilson, the only one with a chance here if this stays in the field of play. It lands right on the line, I reckon. It does. And over for a boundary line throw in.
Eagles will take that.
10 points the margin.
There's a good point you made there, Charlie, when David Cruz had the ball on the outside. It was the St Mary's players spreading, not the Eagles players. He had no one to kick to, really. Clark. He did well to get it to Thomas Motlop.
Ben Rioli along the boundary line from the back pocket. Lucas White gets it delivered nicely for him. He's almost up the half back now. Then goes to the wing. He didn't get it over the top.
That's what they've got to do. Get it in quick.
He wanted Chris Dunn. McFarlane cut it off. Dunn didn't move anywhere well enough. Kirby Burke here. This is going to sit nicely for him. He's got about 6 or 7 metres on him. He punches it in to Darren Ewing. He's got the footy and they've got Ewing and they wrap him up and they won't let him get free. And he didn't like it. He's used to bursting out of those tackles, isn't he?
He is. It dodges a couple of bullets here, Wanderers. Just a couple of passes have dropped short.
Mitchell Taylor left it behind. Unit round the body. Unit with a snapshot. Oh, that's a big goal. That's a big goal.
An important point of the game.
They get the answering goal after that great goal kick by Eddie Sainsbury. Saints come back through Van Eunen. So still they hold that handy lead, don't they? 7-9 to 5-5.
Yeah, Mitchell Taylor did everything right. He led him to the ball and then just fumbled at the crucial minute. And he's really, really good at snapping across his body, Van Eunen. He was always going to kick that goal, and he's got 3 now.
I wonder who's got the bigger arms, him or Darren Ewing. They're just
they're very similar.
Powerfully built arms, aren't they?
Yeah. I met Van Eunen the other day in Casuarina, and his arms are a sight to behold.
Kick up towards half forward for Saints. Cruz knocked out of the way. Wilson is playing a good game here in this third term. He is lifting his work rate, there's no doubt about that. Vassell gets it, cross half back.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Now he goes, even out for now the run from the middle. It's the big ruckman. It's Big Bob.
Now here, Bobby's just got to turn and go and get it in here.
So Bobby McCullum sends it up forward. Ball left on the ground there. Saints went for the spoil. Tunderwatch leads in the race to the ball. Tapped it back downfield. Thomas Motlop wanted it, couldn't get it. Saints get away with it. Kick it out wide, bouncing ball.
On the full.
Finds a safety at the boundary line, does it? On the full. Wanderers have got it. So it's going to be Jared Erlinson.
Must respond here.
They need the goal, don't they, the Eagles?
Yep. This is not what they want, just long bombs forward, but it could fall into Brad Vassell's hands.
So why not him out of all of them?
It was actually a missed kick that fell short.
Come off the outside edge, didn't it?
It did.
So Vassell's a good kick of the footy.
Yeah, he's a very professional player. He's the kind of guy that would have, 20 or 30 shots after most training sessions. So
he gets on the left boot. He likes it. He's kicked the goal. Brad Vassell gets it. So there were lots of questions about Vassell, whether his fitness was okay, whether he was in the zone or not. But if he does not much more today, he's paid his way today. He's already kicked a couple of goals.
Yeah, and he's won a couple of really important contested balls as well. And he was always going to be right because he's that kind of guy. He'll leave no stone unturned. He, like I said earlier, he trains as hard as any player I've ever played with. He would have done all the correct rehab and recovery work that was required, and he's reaping the rewards tonight so far.
Liam Patrick with the jump in the middle. They need a clearance. They're not going to get it. Saints will come away with it. Lucas White in front position. Ball lands on the ground. Cooper, good little handball. Wanderers terrific with their Clean up across there, little push out. Here's Vassell again for the footy. He dives at it. Lucas White gets a hold of it. Shannon Rowley has been terrific today. Gave it off to Learson. Learson to the pocket at the back. It was Ewing, it didn't get to him. Wanderers stood up again. They've been asked some big questions here at the moment.
They have so far.
Boys, there's a bit of rain, a couple of spots coming down here at the moment. We're just hoping it doesn't get too much heavier.
All right, keep us across it. Jess, we can't see it from here.
No. So you said we were going to avoid the rain, Charlie.
Yeah, well, that's the message that I sent upstairs. Looks like it's been ignored. Liam Patrick. Getting to him was Ewing. Cruz with a chance. Lost his footing. Clark, he's lost it. Cruz has got it. Went around the corner with the kick. Wilson. Geez, a good player, Wilson, isn't he? That's the long down there, rather, but just the way that Wilson hits the ball, you'll see him run here if he gets a chance to get to the front of this pack. Here it is to Learson. Out towards the boundary line. Little kick off here, the Eagles. Down towards there. So they've forced it down. It'll go out at the 50-metre line, and that's all right. That's a win for the Eagles.
It is. I'll take that. One player that hasn't been as influential tonight is Raf Clark.
Yeah.
Been a little bit quiet. Him and Shane Thorne probably for the Wanderers haven't done a lot.
You can see the rain there now. Jess, is it much harder?
No, it hasn't got too much harder yet. It is looking fairly steady, though.
Okay.
And Iggy Blazo is hurt.
Maybe that ball has got a little wet.
That was a bone-crunching tackle from Daniel Motlop. They've been sparring all night, those two, haven't they? They're just mimicking each other at the moment.
You could say they've cancelled each other out, but in truth, Iggy Blazo's got the best of it, hasn't he? Because Daniel Motlop's hardly done enough down forward.
Yeah, Iggy hasn't got a lot of the ball the other way, but he certainly stopped Daniel's influence on the match.
Do you know, we saw earlier on in the year, and David, you might want to comment on this, earlier on in the year we saw Wanderers, when the rain came, they played some extraordinary footy, and you remember we changed their name from the Muck Mucks to the Duck Ducks.
It was discussed at the Muck Mucks shed during the week, actually, Charlie, that they would not be too despondent if there was rain, so it will be interesting to see whether this rain does persist or get any heavier.
Okay, there's a kick forward from Kane Learson. Deep kick down towards Rioli, dives at the footy. He's been paid the mark. It was a good mark, wasn't it?
Oh, hang on, he's pulled it back.
Oh, the umpires. Oh, Wanderers are on a real break there, weren't they?
The crowd is not happy at all here, Charlie. I think, as you said, all the non-Wanderers supporters or non-St Mary's supporters here seem to all be rallying around the Muck Mucks in the hope of a major upset.
It's so Australian, isn't it? We love the underdog. So Willie Rioli's got it. And now he goes across the half-forward line to McFarlane. Up and under kick. It's going to go to the pocket. It's dangerous. It's knocked away from Wilson. Wilson, who loves these conditions. Underground handball didn't quite work. Cooper did pretty well. Nook Mansell went back. On the left boot, tried to clear it away. Mitchell Taylor under pressure to the boundary line. Cooper with a ferocious tackle. Ball spills over in the pocket.
They've held up so far, the Wanderers defence, but gee, they've been under a lot of pressure this quarter.
Nook Mansell there, number 6 for the Eagles. McFarlane do the ruck work. Lucas White. Cooper. Cooper's got some space. Cooper off the left boot. They gave him space and he's going to punish them. Oh, they didn't pay him enough attention. He got onto the left boot and he kicked a super goal.
This is what he does. This is what he did in last year's grand final. He just, at the right time, he bobs up and kicks an important goal. He's got explosive foot speed and then great finishing skills as well. You just can't leave him unattended. Zilio just lost him here. Started on him all right, but just give him that metre of space and that's all he needs to cut you to pieces.
So Justin Cooper, that's his first goal. Justin Van Unen's got 3, so the Justins between them have got 5 actually, because Justin Wilson has got a goal. It's the Justin day out. Here's Cruz. Wants Daniel Motlop. Marlon does the clean-up. Down to half forward. Tundawatch overruns the footy. Little push out was cleverly done down there, Raf Clark. Shannon Rioli, who's been super today, gets on his bike and away he goes. Goes up towards half forward. Wants McFarlane at the back, Alex Erlandson. Did well, Alex Erlandson. Kicks to Thorne, finds him short of the wing. Scoreboard side, punches up past the wing, out to Eddie Sansbury, and charged down. Beautiful play, Stmarys. They call that the 1%ers, don't they?
Yeah, Jack Long, he's been good tonight, Jack Long, particularly with his 1%ers.
So throw in here, Big Blake.
Some good bullocking work, but he's a great kick when he's got the footy, Jack Long.
Blake must have heard the voice there because he just hit it perfectly, didn't he? Here's Lucas White going around the corner. Cooper. Shannon Rioli again. I reckon Shannon Rioli's had a pretty good game here today, quite frankly.
In his hundreds, yeah.
McFarlane. Kirby Burke. Dispossessed. Chris Dunn wants the footy.
Good
now
shot.
He's got it. Handball over the top. Back to Chris Dunn. He's at half back. He pumps it out towards the wing.
That's a good kick.
He found the target, didn't he?
Here's Thorny. What can he do?
Thorny with the driving kick inside 50. It's a bit of a daisy cutter. Ben Rioli back there. Wanderers need a clean hand here. Clean possession from the smothering kick again. That was done by Ben Rioli. Wilson on the clean-up. Kicks it out wide. Heard a voice out there. Oh, terrific mark taken. Daniel Motlop did well. Gave it to Vassell. Vassell can almost go to 50. Vassell's going to go right over. That's a great kick. That's wonderful vision to Marlon Motlop. We were thinking go for goals, Brad Vassell. He had other ideas and he delivered magnificently.
You'll just see on the replay, he turns his head inboard and he actually had Bobby McCullum and Marlon Motlop, and Raf Clark was stuck between the two. So obviously he thought he was going to kick it to the taller option in Bobby McCullum. Instead he went to Marlon Motlop.
So 19 minutes, it's 16 points. It can be back to 10. Eagles in within 10 at half time, at three-quarter time. He misses. Hard to fathom, isn't it? When top-line players miss from distances like that in grand final. It's the pressure of it all, I guess.
Big let-off.
Gets over the top. Tap back. Raf Clark overran the footy. In went Brad Vassell for it. High tackle and a push, says the umpire. Saints are going to get it. Jared Eilert. So Eilert's between the half-back line and the wing. He's on the grandstand side. And he looks for brother Cameron. And Cameron got his hands on it, and Saints have kicked it out on the full. It was Justin Van Nuenen.
Good pressure that time from Mitchell Taylor. Van Nuenen's got his tail up a bit. He knows he can take him on with ball in hand, so he's trying to break his tackle every time he comes towards him.
Casemiro to Liam Patrick. Goes for the boundary line. Carl Load in the way, so he just cannons into him for good measure. Wilson gives him a bit to go on with. They're both in the interchange box. And they want a box.
Yeah.
So here it is out on the wing. Blake at the back, Liam Patrick front position.
It's just so important. Both these sides look so dangerous when they win a stoppage.
Thorne didn't go for the ball, and he really should have. And now he got in the way, and he blocked the run there of Shaq McKenzie. Took a bit of courage to do it. And he doesn't. And here's Thunderwatch has got a problem.
This will be 50, boys.
What was that for?
The 50-metre being paid there for late contact against Shane Thorne after the initial indiscretion. Thorne still wanting to go on with it for with Shaq McKenzie. It was an interesting one. He sort of went to touch his face as to apologise, but then gave him a little one for good measure, and the umpire paid a 50.
So that's what he didn't like. He got pushed away. Well, if Saints kick a goal here, Thorne can feel pretty badly about this, because Wanderers were on a bit of a thrust forward. They've given away a couple of 50s today, the Eagles, haven't they?
They have, and David, I think you might have missed it, but Kevin Thunderwatch come off. I think he might have done his hamstring.
That would be terrible news, Tavis. I'll go and have a look into that.
So Saints have it up across their half-forward line. We're in the third quarter of the grand final. They've held sway for most of the footy match. Wanderers just can't get their game working here. Here's Thorne with a handball. It wasn't a good one. They've lost it. It goes back to Cruz. Cruz fumbles. Rioli and Wilson close on him. And David Cruz was surrounded. He lost it to the boundary line.
He did, but what's good is they're starting to reset again, Wanderers. Like, he was in a really good position to receive that ball. Yeah, sure, he fumbled it and went across the boundary line, but at least they're starting to be a bit more proactive around the stoppages. They really need Shane Thorne to stand up here and get his hand on the ball and fire him up a bit.
Cruz again, Kirby Burke, and a kick, snap kick at goal there by Kane Learson. Rolls through for a minor score.
Kane Learson's a dangerous player, isn't he?
Disney up in that inside 50.
He can take a good grab above his head. He's good at ground level. He's super fit. He covers the ground really well, and he's a good finisher.
Look, Wanderers need to knock a goal off this before the siren. Well, they're not going to. There's the siren. It was a short quarter, and they did all they could, the Eagles, but Saints wouldn't let them in. They just held their ground, Saints. So at three-quarter time, St Mary's 8-10, Wanderers 6-6. The margin there is 16 points.
And the Eagles, they started to look better at times when they got their spread going and used the ball into space, but they just failed to capitalise on a few opportunities. Their defence held up under immense pressure, but they're just not able to whittle away enough at this gap. They would have liked to have been another goal or two closer to St Mary's, obviously, and they got the work cut out for them to get back into this game.
Well, they had a shot, didn't they, the Eagles, late in that quarter. One they should have gotten, they didn't, and the margin is still just in tantalising reach. So there it is, 16 points the margin here, three-quarter time in the grand final. So the Eagles in there with their coach. They've got about 25 minutes to turn this game around. It's a big ask. Saints have held them throughout the match, but just Wanderers just narrowed that margin. It was 22 points at halftime. Tavis, it's down to 16 points now, three-quarter time. So had they got that goal, it would have been down to 10 points. They did get within 10 points, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and it looked like they were coming, and the game was really going to lift a cog, but Little Cooper just got one to extend the lead back out to 16 points, and then Marlon Motlop had a chance to get it back to 10, and he uncharacteristically missed a shot out from about 30 metres that would have been game on, but I'm not sure. There's a little bit out of reach for mine, Charlie.
Too far away?
Just the way Saints have been holding them and been able to score so freely up the other end, you know. In saying that, Shakira, Cabillo, Marlon Motlop, Vassell, Sainsbury, they can still all lift a cog, the Wanderers midfield. They're very, very good, but they really need Shane Thorne or Daniel Motlop to be able to play a big cameo role and take some marks up forward and kick a couple of goals.
You need a couple of big ones in this quarter, don't you?
You do.
So there's the quarter-by-quarter scores from the preliminary final over. This was a mighty game last week. Mulawudi taking on Imalu. Imalu comfortably in front at quarter time, comfortably in front at half time, and then 5-0 in the third term. Had them trailing by a point, the Magpies, and then they ran away with it in the last quarter to win a thriller in the end by 5 points. Their second half was just unbelievable. Mulawudi, the Magpies from Miller Carpety, will take on Tuyu in the grand final tomorrow over on Bathurst Island at Warramayunga, and Tuyu are the Buffaloes, and we'll be over there having a look at that. Let's go down to Jess Sullivan. What have you got for us, Jess?
Charlie, the first thing I heard over the Wanderers huddle was if you're going to hit someone, do it properly, take them right down, and let's try and go at this game really hard. Another thing was they're just really pushing the fact that this is their last chance. Everything this season's been leading up to this moment, so they're really encouraging their players to give it everything they've got.
Well, they've got to do it. They haven't got much time to do it. I reckon a goal early will spark Wanderers. I reckon Wanderers got some petrol in the tank still.
Oh, they do. They do, and they could still get up and win this game. They're the kind of side that they can kick 5 goals in a hurry. We've been saying it the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks that if anyone's capable of beating St Mary's, it is the Wanderers. But at the moment, it's hard to see where it's going to come from.
Well, it's a tall order. They've got to kick. They've basically got to kick 3 unanswered goals, don't they? That's the order. They're 16 points down.
They do, and it's certainly not without reach or beyond question. They've only kicked 6 for the night. We thought that they'd probably need at least 12 or 14 goals to win the game. Can they stop St Mary's up the other end for another quarter? Their defence was super
in that quarter, the Wanderers. But St Mary's with that star-studded forward line could blow them away as well.
Well, you remember back in the second semi-final at this point, Wanderers were a goal in front, and then they didn't win. And Saints, well, they kicked 7 goals to 1 in the last quarter or something.
Correct. Yep.
And so, you know, if you look at that, you'd think, well, it's the tallest of orders for Wanderers, but it is a grand final, and that team there, and that man there, number 8, in that game a fortnight ago was just extraordinary, Ralph Clark. And
put another context.
Let's go down to Dave Kennedy.
Thanks, Charlie. Rick, a really spirited address. They came at you in that third quarter, but you had plenty of answers.
Yeah, look, there's times we probably should have put them away, but we just keep answering. Our backline's been terrific, and just it's one of those games. They're a good list, we're a good list. You know, it comes down to who wants it more at the end, and you know, I'm confident we've done the work. I'm confident we're fit enough. We'll get over the line here.
Quick word, Tundawat?
Might have done a hamstring.
Thanks, Rick. Good luck.
Well, might have done a hamstring. I reckon you can read. He's done his hamstring. I don't think we'll see him for the rest of the match. David.
Charlie, the inspirational three-quarter time address from Rick Nolan was enough to bring goosebumps to all the players that were there and the supporters. The mention there of the late Stuart Sini, who was tragically killed at the end of last season, was a real focal point for inspiration for the St Mary's players. So they are using that, and they are using everything that they have as motivation going into this last quarter.
Okay, well, they'll go. Saints will do what they have to do to win a footy match, and we remember the great Stuart Sini. I remember him playing as a great player for Saints, and we remember him here. So Wanderers are still there. They haven't moved out yet. Saints have got into position. Wanderers might be saying, well, you'll wait until we're ready. We're going to make a commitment here. We're going to leave no stone unturned. When we walk off, we're going to be absolutely spent. And if we win, we win, and if we don't, we don't.
There was a phenomenal amount of people around their huddle, wasn't there? Around the Wanderers huddle. There would have been 200 or 300 people around the huddle.
Yeah.
It was extraordinary scenes.
Tab, it's been a tough footy match, hasn't it? It's been a real tough grand final.
It has. It has. Hasn't reached perhaps the heights we thought. Hasn't been as many dazzling goals as what we thought we'd seen, but it's been a tough, grinding contest. Ebbs and flows. St Mary's with that really impressive start. Looks like it could be the difference.
Last quarter not that far away.
We'll see what the Wanderers have got in the tank.
They can get a quick take out of the middle. That would be the perfect recipe for the Eagles, and for Saints, if they get the perfect take out of the middle, they go down, kick a goal, the game's over.
Correct.
So it's all set. Had some terrific moments in the game where the game was up, you know, where there were moments where you just had to kick this goal and you just had to do this bit and do that bit. So here it is. Blake to do the ruck work. Bobby McCallum got the tap down for the Eagles, so he got the first touch on it. Wilson on the run through there. He didn't get it. Cruz cut it off. Shannon Rioli was out there as well. Into the hands here of Marlon Motlop. Kicks up towards half forward, knocked over the boundary line. So, of course, they've got the Cheney medal, the best on ground.
No standouts for mine at the moment. Charlie. A lot of players have been even, but no one's really stood up as of yet. Here we go. Liam Patrick.
He just couldn't get his balance, could he, to get the kick on it. He'll get another chance. He's on the left boot. He goes and he misses. Gee, it might be the game of missed opportunities for Wanderers. I reckon there's at least 4 chances now that they haven't capitalised on.
Yeah. And saying that, Saints have let him off the hook up the other end a couple of times as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, well, 2 opportunities there, really, for Liam Patrick. You would have backed him to kick one of those normally, but just the heat of the moment.
Ralph Clark gave it to Willie Rioli along the wing. Goes up for McFarlane, dropped it in front of him, stolen from him. Alex Erlinson goes to the centre of the ground. That's a great kick. That is a terrific kick. Sainsbury off the right boot. Chips have dropped it just a little loose, but Wanderers have the backup players coming through. Out wide to Aaron Motlop. He's in space. Aaron Motlop goes for goal for the Eagles, and he misses again. And another chance for the Eagle gone begging. Gee, they've missed some, haven't they?
They really needed that one. That would have brought the house down.
Iggy Vallejo, good kick out wide to Anstess.
At least they're starting to get the ball forward, though, creating some opportunities. The next step now is to start converting, but at least they've got the Saints on the back foot at the moment.
This man's been good
today. Starting to get
today.
their spread back. Yeah, Kane Learson. He'd actually be right up there in the training medal vote so far.
Saints with a little kick. Wilson, front position. Left it behind. Wanderers with the charge forward here. In Nathan Jakura. And they got across there, Wanderers.
On the
to
full.
Daniel Wheatrip, but it's out of bounds on the full.
Now, here we go. They got to switch straight away. That's the one.
Now here's the spread.
Now they've got Aaron Motlop on a wing.
Aaron on the run. Josh Cabillo's going to deliver it to him. He's going to run all the way to it and take it on the chest. It was a good kick. Took it in front of Kirby Burke.
He should have come inboard to Sam Arthur. He's got Zelio Casemiro in the middle of the ground. Now he's got to turn and go and hit the goal square here.
Oh, he's done this a couple of times today. He just doesn't quite know what to do with the footy. And now he goes back to Mitchell Taylor.
Missed a bit of an opportunity there. That's a good kick from Mitch Taylor.
Straight into the hands of Marlon Motlop.
Now Zilio's on again in the middle of the ground if he wants him.
He's not going to go there. He's going to go down along the boundary line. He wants to climb. At the back there, Thomas Motlop. Hard running there was Raf Clark. And Raf Clark sees it to the boundary line. Shane Thorne closing in on him.
You just feel they need one soon. Wanderers, they've been chipping away. Just feel that they might be able to ignite something if they can kick a quick goal here.
Now here's the throw in. Tap from the back. Cameron Island on the clean-up. Wins it and gets onto the right boot and pumps it up towards half forward. Willie Rioli there. Knocked away from him. Ball left on the ground. Cooper onto it with his left boot. Bangs it up into the forward pocket. It won't sit for Darren Ewing. Rolls away from him for a boundary line throw in. So we've played 4 minutes. The margin at 14 points.
Not bad signs for Wanderers. Started to spread a bit more, starting to hit their targets a little bit cleaner. Their forwards are starting to get separation on the defenders, but they really need to start capitalising on the opportunity and hitting the scoreboard to give themselves any chance of getting back into this grand final.
Well, we saw that spread starting to come in a while here, didn't we?
We did.
It's Cooper, Wilson caught.
Good tackle.
Willie Rioli wants the footy. Vassell looking for it. Mitch Taylor goes in and cleans it up. And away he goes from half-back. Good kick from him. Is it a good one? Stolen from behind. But he's going to be paid the mark.
He's a lucky one that stuck. That could have nearly been 50 metres too.
Sam Arthur has it at half-back. He can go to the corridor if he wants. Where's he going to go?
That's where he heads.
He heads up towards Daniel Motlop, who goes to ground again. He's gone to ground a bit today. Shannon Rioli. She's had a great game. I've liked his game. Here's Big Blake. Onto the right boot he goes. High kick inside 50. Oh, almost McFarlane's mark down there. McFarlane's got it again. McFarlane with the handball over the top. Went searching for Cooper. Cooper caught in the tackle. The Eagles monster him. Gets to Vassell. Vassell gets to the footy. Can't quite get his hands on it. What a tough battle there between Vassell and Wilson. Two tough nuts.
Two real tough nuts. And again, the Wanderers defence just holding up here. They can't afford another goal to St Mary's. They've got to clear this football and try and get a goal at the other end.
Saints have got it down where they want it. Vassell goes backward with the handball. And now the kick. Look at the Saints players get out there. 3 of them. Load gets it. Carl Load emerges from half forward. Kicks it inside 50. McFarlane under the footy. Wanderers with a desperate kick out. Bobby McCullum drops it. Van Eunen ducks his head. Bulldozes his way through. Gets onto his left boot. Kicks at goal. And gets the minor score. So Wanderers will be happy with that.
Another let off.
Clearance kick for them now. So Wanderers to Mitchell Taylor. Mitchell Taylor's turned it over, but he just got his foot in there at the last minute and was able to clear it out. Here's Bobby McCullum. Out towards the wing. Good punch from the back was Iggy Vallejo.
Oh, great work, Sammy Arthur.
Sammy Arthur good. He's lost it. Blake gets it off him. Blake brings it up to 50. And under the footy, Shannon Rioli's been superb today. And then he just runs on, bangs it inside 50. Willie Rioli with his nose for the footy. Couldn't get it. Eagles clear. Desperate footy from them. Bouncing ball here from Motlop. He tapped it down beautifully. Oh, he did well. He gave it to Dunn. Dunn's going to go looking for Liam Patrick down there. Liam Patrick's out of the contest. Thomas Motlop's in there. Comes out into the hands of Ben Rioli. Breaks from the half-back line, gives it to Cameron Island. Saints hanging tough here, out towards the wing. Parked underneath it was Fijo. Now Nook Manson. Carl Lowe gets in the way. Courage and plenty, but they grabbed him high. And the best and fairest St Mary's player wins it on the wing. Both teams are feeling it at the moment. McFarlane over his head and over the boundary line.
It's been a bruising contest, an energy-sapping quarter. Wanderers have used a lot of petrol tickets to try and force the ball forward this quarter with no reward so far. Time's running out.
Trying to get away there with Mark McLean. Cameron Island deep to the pocket. Ball knocked over the boundary line.
Telling moment in the game. Telling couple of minutes. If St Mary's get a goal here,
they just can't get out of their Wanderers. That's their problem. They need to get on they need to get a run to the other end of the ground. Now they're a bit of a chance, but it's all Saints in the way here. Here's Shannon Rioli with another touch. They got him. He gave the handball across to Cooper. Cooper to Cameron Island. Can he put him away? Cameron Island straightens up the half forward. Willie Rioli tried to get the kick away. Good smother. White got a half kick away. Rolls towards the pocket. Eagles desperate here. Doing some hard work out there. Daniel Wheatra. Van Unen in front of him. In fact, that's Leeson out there in front of him, sees it over the boundary line.
They've held up again. A good little one-handed smother from Braden McLean, and Daniel Wheatra's done a good job on Darren Ewing tonight. He's done a job on him a couple of times in his career, and certainly this season.
Here's Wilson. Wilson goes backward with the handball. Wanderers under extreme pressure here. Oh, McFarlane's been hit high. And that's a telling blow. Yeah, it really is.
Just a little bit careless there from big Bobby McCullum. A real telling kick, hasn't it? Isn't it set here? The Nichols medalist, the war horse, best and fairest winner for Saints.
He knows what he's going to do here.
He's got the chance to win him their 30th premiership.
Yep. He can put him away here. I reckon it's 10 minutes coming up. Peter McFarlane measures for goal.
He likes it.
He's a good kick of the footy, isn't he? The skipper delivers in the last quarter. And the Saints supporters are thrilled.
They are. And the Muck supporters are going awful quiet.
So it's now out to 21 points. The ask is a massive one now.
They've just kept coming and coming, St Mary's, and the Wanderers defence has been holding up. Just a bit of a careless free kick, and look at Big Noodles. He loves a good celebration.
Out wide, and rolling in the pathway of Sam Arthur. Brings it up forward. Cameron Island in the way, knocked away from him, Chris Dunn. Dunn knocked it on a little bit further inside 50. Hard work there, Keelan Fijo. Keeping a close eye on him was Raf Clark. It's over the boundary line. Eagle supporters look on. Has their moment come and gone?
It'll take a miraculous 10 minutes of football here from the Wanderers if they were to get back into this game, let alone win it.
Kick right across the way. That might be a goal for the Eagles.
I think it's through.
Out of nowhere.
Eddie Sainsbury.
Sainsbury's got two. Well, he's got three, actually. That was an incredible goal.
Wow.
What happened there?
Something from nothing.
Miraculous goal. We said a miraculous goal. Well, he delivers.
He did.
Anstis has gone up a little bit on the hunt.
Almost just a tad. unusual, but just a tad lazy there from the St Mary's defenders. They thought Raf Clark thought Ancest was going to hit it through. Ancest thought Raf Clark was going to hit it through. It split the difference.
So it's a Wanderers free kick out of the middle.
Kick.
Here's the big moment in the game.
He's got a handball. It's Martin Motlop here.
So he goes short. He got on his bike and he pumped it like Liam Patrick. Front position, knocked to ground, left behind the terrific St Mary's defence, led by Raf Clark that time. Shaq McKenzie on the run with plenty of it. Takes off on the wing on the far side and then kicks up the half forward. That's a good kick. Wants McFarlane. Oh, sensational effort at the mark. Not paid. Wanderers clean up. Oh, the umpire, the whistle's gone. What's happened? I reckon it's holding on. I reckon McFarlane's going to get another one.
Get it for the sling.
So there's McFarlane. He's over the footy. Oh, gee. A little bit of acting in that, you'd reckon.
Yeah. From exact same spot.
2 in the last quarter from the skipper would be something, wouldn't it?
It would be.
He's been knocked around all day today. He's had a tough day.
Umpire of the year, so you've got to back him in. But I think Noodles was a little bit lucky to get that one.
That kick's not going to make it. Here's Mitchell Taylor. Well, poetic justice, some will say, especially the Wanderers supporters. That's a high tackle.
Now they've got to go.
Now the Eagles might get away here. Here's Nathan Jakura, tucked in the back pocket. Vassell, cross half back.
A lot happening. Good defensive work from St Mary's. Aaron Molloff's been a good player. He has been a good player for Wanderers tonight. Interesting choice.
Sends it out very, very wide, doesn't he?
Braden McLean has done a pretty good job on Willie Rioli.
Out towards the wing.
Yeah, clever. He's got Alex Erlandson on. Doesn't want him.
Eagles just got control of the footy at the moment. Big climb from the back. They might have given away a free kick there. The punch on Raf Clark from Liam Patrick. And he went to ground.
Just went a little bit wide for Lycan. Would like him to maybe hit the top of the square or look for a hit-up lead. Saints just flooded the back line on that situation.
So over the boundary line there at the 14.5-minute mark. 15 points the margin.
There's absolutely no doubt that this has been a very physical affair, boys. It's quite evident from the sideline here that there are players just totally out on their feet.
Now it gets down to who wants to win this game the most, doesn't it? Daniel Motlop, his kick smothered.
Well, time's running out for the Wanderers. They haven't been able to get a roll on like we know they're capable of and thought they might.
Now what's happened here? Wanderers
they come off Raf Clark's foot.
Okay, so it's a Wanderers free kick. Daniel Motlop, he's having a good look at it. Even he couldn't get that distance.
No, it'll be interesting to see what he does here. I think he'll go top to the top of the square. Liam Patrick.
Spillage for Liam Patrick. Plenty of Saints back there. Carl Lowe. They get to him and force him over the boundary line. Vassell. There's the coach is looking on. Rick Nolan's feeling it. There's Neil Vivi. Missed out. There'll be lots of talk about that.
I think they had to roll the dice.
Oh, I mean, I think they made the right decision, Wanderers. You had to give Daniel Motlop a chance, didn't you?
I think so. You know, VV's done everything right. He's been a great player for Wanderers, but Daniel Motlop is one player that could come out and kick 4 or 5 goals and win you a grand final. So there's no sentiment when the grand final's on the line.
They need a mark here, Wanderers. They're not going to get it. Ball is on the ground. Saints desperate to clean it up. And again, they come away, Saints. That defence has been terrific. Works hard again. Knocked away here for Saints, for Wanderers to get it. Mitchell Taylor's come up from fullback. Then goes with the handball. Turned it over. Got it out towards Shaq McKenzie. McKenzie up towards the half-forward line. Little kick inside 50 now. Ewing comes out. Ewing with a little kick off the ground. He wants Ben Rioli to run on it. Ben overrun the footy and left it behind. Cruz is there. Cruz with the handball.
Oh, and he's going to kick
they're going to run away now. It's all over. Shannon Motlop goes in and puts the last nail in the coffin. So Shannon Rioli kicks a fantastic goal.
The green machine. Shannon Rioli's been explosive tonight.
I reckon he's been terrific, Shannon Rioli. He's had a great game today.
He certainly has.
Done so much of it.
Benny Rioli's been good as well and just swamped them with pressure. Good tackle from Darren Ewing. And Shannon, he
pumps the fist, doesn't he?
He pumped the fist. He was
Boys, you spoke about Neil Vivi just before. Let's also spare a thought for Leroy Larson, who misses his second consecutive grand final here today, and it could well be missing out on a second consecutive premiership to allow for Justin Wilson to come back into this side.
True. He was unfortunately got rubbed out towards the end of last year and missed the grand final and got dropped this week after playing, I imagine, nearly every game in the Premier League. So definitely a hard luck story. But again, as Rick Nolan highlighted, you got to have that depth to win premiership football, and there's always a hard luck story.
Sagi Valencia, I reckon he's been terrific back there. He's just done the job on Daniel Motlop, and Wanderers put a lot on Daniel Motlop, didn't they? They wanted him to perform. Here's Aaron Motlop. We've got kick at goal. He's kicked a goal, I reckon. Is there a whistle? Is it all clear? Yes, it is. So Wanderers will not go away. They still believe they're a chance here. 56 plays 71. Chris Dunn there with his kick.
How important was that first 5 minutes of the game when St Mary's settled the quickest and kicked 3 quick goals, Charlie?
Yep.
It's going to be close to the final margin.
Often
just
happens in games, doesn't it? You get that break.
Grand final experience as well, though, isn't it? They really rattled Wanderers early and got off to a flyer, and looks like it could be the difference here.
Josh Cabillo. It's on a very long kick down towards the 50-metre line. Leeson grabbed high. It's a fair decision. So 56 plays 71. Whoa, it's a tough old game of footy, isn't it? But what about this St Mary's outfit? Back-to-back premierships. It's going to be theirs. There's no doubt about that. They won it last year, lost only the one game, haven't lost a game this year. They beat Wanderers the 3 times they've played, have now beat them for the 4th time. And they are the team to beat. There's no doubt. They might be around for some time yet, I reckon.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic Wanderers side. And to beat them 4 times in a season is a tremendous effort. And the thing about St Mary's is most of the players are locals.
Yeah.
And they've been around the club for a long, long time. They've got a great culture down there. It's amazing. They're able to get all their players to play an unselfish brand of football because they know that playing as a team is the way you win premierships. And they've obviously had that theory for a long, long time, and it keeps paying off dividends.
Been a great coach, that man, this year, Rick Nolan.
Can't fault him.
Not in any way.
Can't fault him. The only game that the only 2 games I can remember was Southern Districts. They got out of jail. Only got up by about 4 points with the last kick of the day, and then the second semi-final, I thought Wanderers had them for 3 quarters. But other than that, they've been a superior side to any other this year.
Tavis, question for you. Earlier in the year, you suggested that Dean Rioli was the coach of the year. How do you reply to that now?
Well, Rick Nolan's clearly the coach of the year, David. I didn't say Dean Rioli was the coach of the year. I said that he's been a very good coach this year and would be a worthy candidate. But obviously, if you go through the year undefeated, you're the worthy coach of the year.
It's pretty hard to beat.
That's why he was named the
unbeatable
ABC Dream Team Coach of the Year.
Well, there you go.
In the ABC Dream Team. Well, because his record is just is so good, isn't
Well,
it?
it's unblemished.
How are you going to tell him he's not the coach?
Yeah.
So 71 plays, 56 here, 21, nearly 22 minutes gone. There they wait in anticipation. They will hear the siren shortly, and it'll be green and gold time. Peter McFarlane wins the Nichols medal. Saints are going to win the flag. The order hasn't changed in territory footy for some time, has it?
No, and look, they've the one interesting stat was in the 7 times they've met in grand finals, Wanderers were actually ahead 4-3, which is probably the only great mark to Justin Van Nguyen. Probably the only head-to-head stat that any side would have over St Mary's, and they've levelled that at 4 apiece.
So Van Nguyen, he's got 3, and he shares the leading goal kicking with Eddie Sainsbury, but he can take it all alone by himself today and have 4 goals for the match. He's that sort of player. I mean, you don't see him that much, but he does his job, doesn't he? He'll kick goals. That's what he's there for.
Yeah, he's great on the lead. He's super strong. He's great on the ground, and a dead-eye dick on the set shot. So pretty much a perfect package for a full forward, and he is absolutely stoked.
He kept it low and he punched it straight through the middle. Simply irresistible. Shannon Rioli, number 25. So 11-11, which incidentally was the same score that Wanderers kicked last week when they beat Waratahs. Wanderers kicked 11-11 to Waratahs 4-11.
Yeah.
So who'd have thought Saints would equal that? But Wanderers, of course, kicked a little more than what Waratahs did last week. So there it is. We wait for the siren here. Umpire sends it up in the middle. Blake, I reckon, has been dominant in the ruck today. You can't overlook his performance. I thought he was a good player.
It's been an even one, and Cam Eilert, who's diving in there, I thought his second half has been sensational. And Benny Rioli's done a great job down back, as he always does.
Benny still with a run. Pumps it up towards the half forward line. Willie Rioli.
He's just one of those players who could just continually run all day. And there it is.
It is all over. St Mary's do it again. The green and gold machine rolls on. He looks as though he's about to collapse there, Peter McFarlane. 11-11 to 8-8. Victory with the Saints.
Yeah, jubilant scenes here. It was a hard-fought contest. Look, Wanderers did a great job to keep St Mary's to 11 goals, but unfortunately they weren't able to get as many as what you'd expect or what you thought they would need. They were under siege there in the third quarter of their defence, and they held strong, but the green machine just got away to a good start. We never really challenged. Wanderers got to within 10 points at one stage, and you thought maybe here was the comeback that we were hoping for, but they're just so dominant across the field and had too many winners.
Well, the tail of the tape, St Mary's kicked after quarter time, 7 goals to 6. So Wanderers matched them for 3 quarters, didn't they, after quarter time? But what you mentioned earlier on, to have those early goals to St Mary's at the start of the game came back to haunt Wanderers when they led by 13 points, 4-2 to 2-1 at quarter time, and then they were able to trade goals with St Mary's after that. And with Wanderers after that.
It was just too hard for Wanderers to get back into the game. They used so many petrol tickets at the start of that last quarter. They kept chipping away. Liam Patrick missed a gettable shot. Aaron Motlop missed a gettable shot. And then their opportunities dried up after that.
The coach is on his way out onto the ground now. St Mary's coach Rick Nolan, in his first year, he delivers exactly what they wanted. Look at him. He's an emotional man. He gets a hug. And they're all there.
He is an emotional man, and good on him. He's a ripping bloke, Rick Nolan, and he's done his apprenticeship. You know, he spent 3 years as an assistant coach to the NT Thunder, and the timing was right for him to take over at St Mary's, and he's really galvanised the group, and preparation's been fantastic.
And Wanderers at the other end, down and out. So, well, I think we can go down to Dave Kennedy. Dave?
Charlie, I've got the Premiership captain here, Peter McFarlane. What a week. Sunday, a Nichols medal. Now a Premiership medallion to add to the collection. And, of course, you're the captain of the Premiership team. How does it feel?
Oh, I couldn't be prouder of the boys. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and Wanderers played some amazing footy tonight. They really made us earn it. But like I said, couldn't be prouder of our boys. The way they played, just fought it out. for 4 quarters was just amazing.
Off earlier in the game with a knee injury, it appeared. How's that for you, and is there anything serious?
I'll have to get some scans done during the week, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens on Monday or Tuesday when I get it looked at.
I want to quickly ask you about Leroy Larson. I think it's a big story. It must be so disappointing for him, but obviously you'd think that he will have his opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. All the boys got around Leroy, and it wasn't just him. It was Luke Stapleton, Henry Labastida, John O'Miles, and there was others that missed out as well. But yeah, Leroy played every game for the year. He's only an 18-year-old kid, and he was desperately unlucky, but he's reacted to it really well, and he's going to have a big future at St Mary's.
One last quick question before we get totally mobbed. Rick Nolan's three-quarter time address, it was extremely spirited. It brought goosebumps to me. How much did that ring in the mind of you during the last quarter?
Oh, a lot. Yeah, when we needed to dug deep, we thought of Jared Eilert and Stu Sini and his family and a few others, and yeah, it was a ripper speech, and it got us over the line, I reckon.
Well, congratulations, mate. Go and enjoy it with your teammates. Thanks, and enjoy the victory.
Cheers, Dave. Good on you, mate.
He's had a great week, hasn't he? He's taken out the Nichols medal, and now he's the premiership captain, and he was just so good for them. He's the ultimate footballer. There's no doubt about it.
And the club best and fairest as well. He's had a ripping season, hasn't he?
Just gets better every year, I reckon. We've seen him for such a long time now, and he really is a great player.
And he just kicked that clutch goal, the captain's goal, when he needed to, just to snuff out any real hope that Wanderers had midway through that last quarter.
There's the coach, Rick Nolan, the trusty blue cap on. He'll reflect on this over the next few days, I reckon. He's done a wonderful job.
He has. Look, he'll soak it up, but he'll be back to the drawing board straight away. He'll be busily preparing for next year.
We might have Rick Nolan down there with Dave Kennedy. Let's go down.
It's Jess here, Charlie. I've got Rick Nolan with me. Rick, obviously we had a great year, undefeated all year, and it was a really emotional game for you tonight.
Just sensational. Just so proud of the boys. They work so hard. You don't put on a St Mary's jumper and turn into Superman. There's been so much hard work gone into this.
And we heard you had a really inspirational speech at three-quarter time. Can you tell us a bit about that?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't spoken to Jared about it, but it might have been his last game. It's Shannon Rioli's 100th game. But Stewie, Steenie and Carmi and the kids, what happened to us, they're very close to it. To all the boys, we just love them. Stewie would do anything for the boys. So just spoke to him about that and spoke to him about might be Jared's last game and then it's Shannon's 100th.
Well done, Rick. Were there any nervous moments in the game for you?
Say again?
Were there any nervous moments in the game for you?
Of course, it's a grand final. We've trained for 9 months. If you're not nervous in these games, you aren't. But look, we probably should have put them away in the second quarter. We gave them a bit of a lapse where we missed a lot of goals that we should have done, but then we just kept going. We stopped them from getting on the outside. That was their plan, is to pair off and stop them from getting on the outside, and that's what we did.
Congratulations, Rick. Really well done today, and we'll let you go and enjoy your celebrations.
No, thank you.
Rick Nolan there with Jess Sullivan, and his plan worked. He knew how he had to stop Wanderers from getting out on the outside, didn't he?
He did, and I'm not sure if it was a premeditated thing or not, but their start certainly rattled Wanderers, and being able to get those 3 quick goals, like we've mentioned, really put Wanderers on the back foot, and they just couldn't quite chip away at the deficit, and that was almost the winning margin at the end.
There's David Cruz there. You can see him. He'll be feeling the moment here. Shannon Rioli there. Gee, he's... I reckon Shannon Rioli had a terrific game today. I really do.
He did too.
He was such a good player. Of course, we've got the Cheney medalist coming up a little later on. That's the best on ground that gets voted on by a whole range of people. Rav Clark and Marius there as well.
Pam.
They're all looking on.
Fantastic. Back to back. Good on him. He's played in a few grand finals now, hasn't he, Raf? A couple with Saints and a few with St Kilda.
Little super baby.
Super baby, yeah.
It's Kevin Tunderwatch in the background there. We'll go down and see if we can hear from Raf Clark.
Raf, tell us what this premiership means for you today.
Just, for all the supporters, all the boys, the hard work they put in, just credit to themselves and, the hard work they put in, and it shows, it shows today. So I couldn't be any happier.
How'd you feel down there in the back line? Obviously, Wanderers got a really dangerous forward line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they've got some dangerous goalkeepers. Having Daniel back as well, he just has so much flair. Shane Thorne, they can change a game within a couple of minutes, and, we had to be on our guard for the whole 4 quarters, and to our credit, we were, and, we got the result.
Well, congratulations, you deserve it. Now go and enjoy it.
All right, thanks a lot. Cheers.
Yeah, well, Jess is doing her job. When they finish their commitments to the media and they finish talking to Jess, then they're released to go and enjoy it.
And they certainly will.
As Darren Ewing kicked a goal earlier on, didn't he, Darren? And then they worked hard on him from that point on. Carl Loader, I thought, was good today as well. Just that good polished game that he always plays.
It was a very even performance. There certainly wasn't one guy that didn't do their job for St Mary's. I think that's obviously the key. You got 22 performers. You're going to win more games than you lose. So, you know, Kane Learson was brilliant in patches and looked dangerous throughout the game as well.
We saw Willie Rioli down there as well. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, Willie, I thought Braden McLean did a pretty good job on Willie Rioli, actually. Willie was his customary self and did some really classy things and used the ball, but overall I thought Braden really stuck to the task quite well.
So Shaq McKenzie, there was a little question mark about whether he might have been slightly injured coming into the game. How did you rate his performance?
Showed some great turns of speed at times and used the ball well. I'm a big Shaq McKenzie fan. I think he's got a lot of ability and runs hard both ways, as we see Henry Labastida, who unluckily missed out.
With the little labber. Let's go down and see who we've got. We've got them lining up.
We've got Jack Long down here. Jack, you had a tough task in the back line today, obviously. What's it mean to you to come out on top today?
You don't get too many feelings like this. This is the greatest feeling in the world, you know, like how hard we've worked all year, and Rick has been great to us all year, and it's unexplainable, you know. I'm just so happy for us and for the boys, for my family, you know, for everyone around the St Mary's Football Club, you know. It's great.
What part of the game did you think that you probably had it in the bag?
At no point of the game I think we had it in the bag. It was a tough game, every single minute, and yeah, I don't think we had it in the bag at any second. Yeah.
Well, congratulations and have a great night.
Thank you. You too. Cheers.
Well, they're all heroes down there tonight, and the crowd getting around them, aren't they? Everyone's pretty happy. Lots of great St Mary's supporters. They have a very deep supporter base, St Mary's, across the territory. Russell Smith there, you can see him with his back to us with the blonde hair and the ponytail. Was a great forward for St Mary's many years ago, so he'd be enjoying this moment out there as well. So a lot of the players from
Benny Rioli there.
Yes, Benny
had a great game.
Gets a hug.
Just led his opponent to the ball continually tonight. Used it so well. He's such a great nullifying defender, but then he rebounds hard and so damaging offensively. And he's just a great little fella. He's got a tremendous attitude. You know, being involved in Thunder, you know, everyone just loves Benny. Loves his dedication and commitment and personality, and he's just a happy-go-lucky, friendly kid, and great to see him win another flag for St Mary's Footy Club.
Makes some of the greatest speeches you'll ever hear when you hear Benny Rioli talking. Shannon Rioli, I thought, was up amongst their very best today, and I think Jess has got him with her.
Shannon, you were one of the best on ground today. What inspired you to play the way you did?
You don't need too much motivation when you're playing your 100th game, and to do it in a grand final, I mean, couldn't get any more motivated than that. And then when I'm out on the wing, you look up here, Morris Rioli grandstands there, you know, you've got everything to play for, especially in a grand final.
We did a fantastic job tonight, and I think the presentation's about to start, so we'll let you go.
Yeah, thanks, Jess.
Shannon Rioli, yes, we should mention that. You look up this great stand here, the Morris Rioli stand behind. There's Vic Ludwig looking on. Gee, he's been with this club for many years, and there's not a joy that they've had that he hasn't enjoyed.
How many premierships do you think he would have been involved with, Charlie?
Oh.
They've won 30 now. 20?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he was there right from the very start. He tried to play football with St Mary's at the early days, and he couldn't make it. He didn't make it into the team, so he actually left St Mary's and went off and coached rugby league and coached a rugby league team to the flag.
Right.
And then came back and coached, and then got involved with St Mary's. Was the manager, and then came back and managed St Mary's from that point on, and then the rest is history. I mean, flag after flagger. I mean, right down through the junior grades as well.
There's Kevy Tunderwatch, who was really good tonight, and Mark McLean there as well. think he might have hurt his hamstring, Kevy, but he won't worry about that too much as he celebrates hard into the night.
What's the future for Kevin Thunderbolt? He played with the Tiwi Bombers, didn't he? And now with Saints.
He did, yeah. He played in a few premierships with Southport, I believe, as well. Might have been on Brisbane Lions list at one stage early on. And look, he's been a revelation since he's gone to St Marys. I think he's a great defender. I can't imagine why he wouldn't go around again. He keeps himself in good nick, and he's a good size. He's still moving well. They're winning. That always helps. So, yeah, wouldn't be surprised if Kevy was there again next year.
What about Wanderers then? Oh, we're going to get down in just a moment, I think, and see if we can get the announcement of the Cheney medal. Few contenders. There's Rick Nolan there looking on. So I'm not sure whether the first announcement here is going to be the Cheney medal. But it might just be crowd milling around out there. Peter McFarlane looking on there. There's Neil Vivi.
Yeah, unlucky to miss out, but you know, he's a true muck man at heart, and he'll be back bigger and stronger for that. There's always going to be a hard luck story, and he was the one for Wanderers as he's trying to duck down out of the road. He knows we've got the camera on him, Big Neil. He's a bit of a character, the big fella.
So we're still waiting. They'll announce the Cheney medalist. Who do you think? Who's your...
I think Shannon Rioli, actually.
Yeah, I think Shannon Rioli. Well, I think it's a terrific game today. Let's see if we can hear what's going on.
I'd now like to call upon Jack Long, St Mary's legend, to present the Cheney medal for the best player adjudged on ground in this grand final. Jack, if you could come forward, please.
So here's Jack Long, father of Michael Long, of all the Longs, and a great servant of the St Mary's Footy Club. Played in a premiership, I remember, many years ago.
The winner.
Gardens Oval.
The winner of the 2013-14 Cheney medal for the best player on the ground is number 20 from St Mary's, Kane Learson.
Well, Learson wins the Cheney medal. That's a wonderful performance.
It is. A few people actually tipped him during the week to win it, and it's little wonder he's a fantastic player. Can play in any position on the ground. Goes and hunts the footy. Got a great work rate. He's strong in the air. Kicked a really important goal as well, and a very deserving winner of the best on ground award.
Congratulations, Kane. If you'd like to say a few words.
Firstly, just thank the Wanderers. Incredible battle today. Just took us right to the last minute to crack it. All the best for the seasons to come. I'd like to thank all these boys here. Absolute warriors, and these are memories I'll cherish for the rest of my life. And I'd like to thank all the support staff. Ricky Nolan done an incredible job 2 years in a row now. So good luck next year, boys, and thanks for coming.
Yeah, he was good. He was amongst the in the top three, I reckon.
Yeah, and I thought.
Thanks very much for that, Kane. What we will now do is we will be presenting the St Mary's players with their premiership medallions, and these will be presented by various local primary school students. So, without any further ado, I would like to start calling up the St Mary's players. Number 1, Justin Wilson.
Yeah, had a big game today, didn't he, Justin Wilson? Just as tough as they come. There's not much tougher than him.
No, that's right.
Number 2, Mark McLean. Number 3, Ben Rioli. Number 4, Iggy Valeggio. Number 7, Cameron Eilert. Number 8, Raph Clark. Number 9, Carl Lowe. Number 10, Kevin Tunderwatch. Number 11, Willie Rioli Jr. Number 12, Shaq McKenzie. Number 14, John Ansters. Number 15, Jack Long. Number 16, Kirby Burke. Number 18, Darren Ewing. Number 20, the Cheney medalist, Kane Leeson. Number 23, Justin Van Unen. Number 24, Lucas White. In his 100th game, number 25, Shannon Rioli. Number 26, Mark Blake. Number 28, Jared Island. Number 30, Justin Cooper. And last but not least, the 2013-14 Nichols medalist and premiership captain, Peter McFarlane. Peter, can I invite you to say a few words?
Thanks, David. First, just to the Wanderers Footy Club. Amazing effort tonight. We knew it was going to be a cracking game. Never gave up. So thanks for the battle, guys. To our guys, amazing. 4-quarter effort. I couldn't have asked any more of you. Every player did their bit. Rick Nolan, the coaching staff, supporting staff, all our fans, supporters out here. Thanks so much. You've been amazing all year. And just the sponsors, TIO, AFL, NT, thanks very much for your support. Great competition. Where's the cup? Bring it on, Dave, come on.
We've got to wait for your coach to speak because he's yet to lose as head coach. We'll welcome the premiership coach, Rick Nolan, to say a few words.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Just the Wanderers, we knew it was going to be, you got a very, very good list, and we knew it was going to be a very, very difficult game, and it was. And yeah, just heads up, boys. It's not a good feeling, but next year maybe. To our boys, we train so hard. We do. We deserve this because we train so hard. I keep saying you don't put on a St Mary's jumper and turn into Superman. We just train so hard for this. So to all the volunteers, good footballers or coaches don't win premierships. Good volunteers win premierships. Don't remember that, boys. All our sponsors, also all our supporters are absolutely awesome. We're going to celebrate this one really, really hard. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for that, Rick. Mr. Michael Hoare, TIO's General Manager for Insurance, will now present the Premiership Cup and Flag to the TIO NTFL Premiers for 2014, the St Mary's Football Club.
Saints there, walking around the oval now. They're going to form a circle here. I wonder if they'll sing this song again. They'll never get tired of hearing it. Their supporters won't get tired of hearing it. I've heard it over the last 30-odd years, I think, sung so many times, and you've got to give them credit. They are a great football team and they're a great football club, and they deserve every bit of success that they have.
Couldn't agree more, and I'll be singing it loud and proud all night tonight over at the St Mary's shed. And I noticed that Iggy Bellagio put up 8 fingers for 8 premierships. Okay. Peter McFarlane put up 6, Carl Load 6, Jared Ollett 5. So there's a lot of players that have been there and done that, and they don't get sick of them, and why would you?
But gee, they played well tonight. They Wanderers tested them, but just couldn't quite make that last lunge at them and catch them, could they, Wanderers? They were able to control Wanderers for all of the game. It's interesting, isn't it, that the crowd tipsters that we heard from earlier on, most people went for St Mary's to win by around about 3 goals, and that was the margin in the end, was 21 points.
Yeah, they did, and look, they got off to a good start and really put Wanderers under pressure, and Wanderers just weren't able to get their game going. And like Rick said, their one big plan was to stop them on the outside, stop their run, and they did that.
Great family club, and you see all the kids there, little Vallejo sitting up there, and they just grow up with this. I mean, it's a winning culture. It's a club that expects to win. Here they go. Let them sing it. They deserve it. Well done, St Mary's. Congratulations. Premiership number 30 for a club that was formed all those years ago back in the 50s, and they've just gone on with the job, and they just keep getting success, don't they?
30 premierships in 62 years. They've found the success, found the recipe, and it brings success, doesn't it?
What about Wanderers? Give us your thought on Wanderers today.
Yeah, Wanderers, they'll be bitterly disappointed. I'm not sure they could put together a much better side. They've been great all year. We probably all thought it was going to come down to these two sides towards the end, and I was one that said, I reckon they can just beat them once throughout the year, but it wasn't to be. St Marys are just way too good and were able to hold them out and just had too much class all over the ground. But Wanderers will regroup. They've got a lot of locals in that side, and certainly not too many guys are particularly old. Maybe Daniel Motlop, I'm not sure whether he'll go around again, but a lot of the other young players will be there, and they'll obviously regroup over the dry and come back again next wet.
We were talking about Wanderers with missed opportunities, and you made the point during the call that Saints had opportunities as well. So it's a fair result. 21 points is about the margin, I reckon, between the two teams.
Yeah, couldn't argue with that. I think Rick Nolan summed it up when St Marys could have put them away in that second quarter and missed a few shots. Conversely, Wanderers had a few, particularly at the start of the last quarter, to get himself back in the game and missed those. So 21 points is about the margin. I think, like you said, most tipsters, 21 points, around that 3 or 4 goals.
Dave Kennedy's been on the boundary line doing it all, and Jess Sullivan as well. Jess, what did you make of it all?
I thought it was probably the result everyone expected, and obviously the result St Marys really deserved.
Yeah, they certainly did. Dave, what's your take on it?
Charlie, it was a season of perfection that was capped off tonight, so a great result for Saints, a spirited result, and there's no doubt that they will celebrate long into the night.
All right, Dave, thanks so much for your help throughout the year. Jess, you as well, we've appreciated having you on our coverage of the footy. Thanks so much and for being with us tonight. And Tavis, for you as well, been terrific working with you. Hope you can do it again next year.
Yeah, thank you. I'd love to. Love being on the show, Charlie, and really enjoy the opportunity. So thank you.
Good on you. Nice to have you with us. And just got to thank our crew as well. Monica Luthen down in the bus, who does all the work to make it happen year after year. Les on the camera does all that good work, and Claire. And Julia looks after us and makes sure that we look good.
She does.
And Eric Shalata as well, who does.
We're the kind of guys that have got good head for radio,
That's
but
right.
somehow she gets us on tally.
She does it. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the NTFL this year. There's been some terrific matches, but at the end of the day, it was all about St Marys. They were just magnificent today. They are deserved premiers. Well done, St Marys. Well done, Wanderers. But the day belongs to the Saints. From all of us here in Darwin, goodbye for now.